Hey everybody, the Reswirl here, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Okay, it's time for the trial of the magical turnabout. I'm pretty sure this is the only thing left in this case, or episode. Let's go! Oh yeah, this is our first time in court, as Apollo Justice. Awesome! I'm fine. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Oh, I completely forgot. Like, everything's been repossessed. We no longer have an office. And we have to win the trial in order for everything to be, sorted. How fun. Is Apollo okay? He's been muttering to himself all morning. He's been like that since yesterday. Guess the pressure of today's trial is getting to him. Poor Polly. He's really tearing himself up all over all of this. God. Get it together, Apollo. Yikes. Athena, when did you get here? Try to relax a little bit, will you? You're getting yourself way too worked up. Yeah, but I'm alright. I'm fine. You know, I did a little digging on this Nayuta Sadmadi guy. I've forgotten about that. He's apparently not your run-of-the-mill prosecutor. Oh yeah? What did you find out? Well, they say he wields an incredible power to accurately read a trial's karma and its ultimate fate. What is that supposed to mean? I don't have all the details, but apparently he can foresee how the arguments will go and even lead his opposition. So the defense basically ends up going in whatever direction he has in his head. Fuck. Man, this isn't going to be a cakewalk, if that's true. Emma did say she'd talk to him for us, though. Here's hoping that went well. In any case, it sounds like he's going to keep us on our toes. What's with these previous two games having a prosecutor that can basically lead the opposition? Kind of. Blackwell had the power of, oh god, what was it? Like persuasion or something. So that's why I know you're ready, why I know I can't leave Trucy in the office. Or I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Oh nice, we're getting like inspirational words from Phoenix himself. Mr. Wright is putting his faith in me. I can't let him down. Oh, we won't. We'll win. Guaranteed. I'm fine. There he goes again. It's almost like he's chanting a prayer. I'm fine. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. If you say so, Apollo. The trial will start momentarily. Is the defense ready? Holy crap. Yes, we're fine. There we go. Trucy's fate and the fate of the agency rest on this trial. This is it, Justice. If ever there was a time to shine, it's now. Alrighty. Hot damn. Why has it always got to be some, like, massive stake when it comes to any trial? Yeah, there's always just got to be something. Something massive. Hey, it's just like Dual Destinies again. Court is now in session. All rise. Oh, there he is. Sadmadi. Court is now in session for the trial of Trucy Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, damn. And the prosecution? Okay, this is literally Blackwell 2.0. Blackwell's first trial, he didn't say a damn thing. But he was also a lot more aggressive. Prosecutor Sadmadi? 1,000 pardons. It was rude of me to keep you waiting. I was praying for the victim. Oh, praying. Yes, I see. You're a Karainist monk, correct, Prosecutor? Yes, that is correct. I am but a lowly monk from the Kingdom of Karain. I beg in advance for the forgiveness and kind patience of everyone here in this court. I am unfamiliar with the proceedings of this country, and may make many blunders. He seems like such a gentle-mannered soul, doesn't he? I wonder if Emma had a chance to talk with him about Trucy. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmadi, your opening statement, if you would. Certainly. In the name of the Holy Mother, I vow to guide the victim's soul to a land of eternal peace known as the Twilight Realm. Now let the last rites of the victim begin. Nayuta Sadmadi. He's really been making a name for himself, apparently. But that nickname, Last Rites Prosecutor, I wonder how that will come into play today. Oh, it won't be good, I can guarantee. Holy crap! That was a big scroll. The incident took place in the middle of a spectacular magic show. The accused performed a magic trick in which she thrust a sword into a coffin. A coffin from which the body of the victim then spilled out, dead from a fatal stabbing. The victim's name was Man of Mystery, otherwise known as the Great Mysterious. His blood was found on the sword that was used during the magic trick. Why is his blood highlighted? Like, the highlighted words usually mean something important. That's a bit weird, though. Okay, autopsy reported as the court record. Victim's real name was Man of Mystery. His blood is on the murder weapon. Is it, though? So his death was just an unfortunate accident. It is only natural for one to assume as such, Your Honour. However, it was no mere accident, but rather a homicide. The prosecution's position is thus, that this was a murder made to look like an accident. I see, and you believe this crime was committed by the defendant. After a thorough consideration of all possible scenarios, I unfortunately had no other choice but to conclude as much. Really? So that's how it's going to be, huh? I guess Emma couldn't convince him after all. Very well. And now let us hear from the defense. Naturally, we maintain that the defendant is innocent, Your Honour. If the defense wouldn't mind, could you please explain your reasoning? My reasoning? Well, I would have to say that my main reason is because I believe in the defendant. I see. So you find it difficult to come up with anything more concrete than that, do you? Wow, okay. Jesus. What a fine demonstration of the fact that you are indeed a lawyer of putrid mind. Going right for the jugular. Putrid mind? Wait, wasn't that Putrid Soul in the trailer for this game? That might be like a different point, but I remember Putrid Soul. Prosecutor Sadmadi? Excuse me, but I don't... What the fuck? What? If you don't mind me asking, Prosecutor, what was that you were just chanting? An exorcism. Ooh! Quite like the music. Is it Sutra? Sutra? Of the Holy Mother that guides those of tainted soul toward enlightenment. It's a Karaini's incantation to awake the foolish from their fruitless slumber. Fitting for a lawyer who indulges in such fancy as the innocence of the accused. I see. So basically, you're asking the defendant to get real. Allow me these few words, defense. It is my duty as a monk to punish sinners, and to guide victim souls to the Twilight Realm. Should you show repentance and admit to the accused's guilt now, no harm will come to you. But, should you interfere with my sacred last rites for the victim... Ooh! Then I shall cast you down into the pit of hell, along with Trucy Wright. Jesus. Now wait just 1 minute here. Putrid, pit of hell, is that any way to address someone in a court of law? Prosecutor Sadmadi, that may be the way you conduct trials in Khura'in, but I would appreciate it if you would refrain from such charged language here. Your Honour, that was but a Khura'inist sermon for those who have strayed from the path. Harsh words are often necessary to admonish contemptible deviants who cannot see reason. Oh, I see. I didn't realise. I guess they really do hate defense attorneys in Khura'in, huh? Even still, that was way, way over the top as far as verbal abuse goes. And the trial's only just begun. Oh, how much worse it will get. Well, defense, I suppose the way a prosecutor does things varies by country. It would seem. Why don't we look at this as cross-cultural exchange and try to be open-minded about it? What? Bailiff, please bring in the first witness. Let's do it. Who is it? Oh, she is still... Well, she still crunches on snackoos, it would appear. Oh, maybe she does when she's doing her investigating, but when she's a witness, she still does. Uh-oh. I thought she said goodbye to the snackoos. Jesus. Detective Skye, the courtroom is no place for gorging yourself. What's wrong with having a little snack? Girl's gotta eat, right? She, seems a little stressed out. Detective Skye, your testimony, please. Yeah, about that. I just want to state for the record that I believe Tracy Wright is innocent. Whoa! I'm sorry? Detective Skye, this path you seek to follow is misguided. Giving the wrongdoer false hope will only deepen her despair in the end. But let it go and move on. Acts which go against your duty will earn you divine punishment from the Holy Mother. Maybe that's why she's stressed. Oh, now she's sad. Fine. I don't know about the divine part, but I get the punishment bit loud and clear. I guess Emma got assigned tons of paperwork or something for sticking up for Trucy. She and Prosecutor Sadmadi don't seem to get along very well, do they? Shall we continue? The prosecution contends that the accused had a clear motive. The evidence, if you would, Detective Skye. Alright. Please take a look at this poster. Wait. It's a True Grimary poster from 13 years ago. Is it just me or is it a little different from how the one in Miss... from the one in Miss Wright's dressing room? It is indeed. There was not a big cancelled over Mr. Rios. This is a revised version of that poster. This one says cancelled under Mr. Rios. More so over, but still. That's right, Mr. Rios left the troupe after the first version of the poster was printed. Take a look at Mr. Rios' right forearm, near his elbow. See the big scar there? He apparently got that when he made a mistake while practicing a magic trick. Ouch. That's quite a scar. Because of the accident, Magnify Grimary concluded Mr. Rios was too unskilled. Just before the show was to open, Magnify announced Mr. Rios wouldn't be appearing. But in defiance of Magnify's decision, Mr. Rios tried to go on stage anyway. This, in turn, caused Magnify to oust Mr. Rios from the troupe on the spot. He kicked Mr. Rios out? That seems rather extreme. Did he really have to go that far? When it came to magic, Troupe Grimary was so passionate. Or should I say extreme, about it that it caused problems for them from time to time. Yes, they even caused this court a mountain of trouble with their extreme antics. And now the troupe's successor has committed a murder. It seems the troupe's rare talent was inherited by the right person after all. A putrid talent for criminality. Wow, he's a dick. Wow, complete silence. Even from the judge. You sound rather extreme yourself, prosecutor. Criminals with impure souls do not deserve sympathy, Your Honor. As I was saying, after his expulsion, Mr. Rios apparently went on to hold a grudge against the troupe. He would tell those close to him, I will get my revenge on Troupe Grimary someday. Revenge, That certainly sounds antagonistic. Mr. Rios was apparently ousted from Troupe Grimary 13 years ago due to an injury he sustained. Right. And then his chance for revenge finally came. If you would be so kind, Detective Skye. I guess I don't have a choice, do I? Oh, testimony. Do-do-do-do! The defendant's motive. The victim planned to get his revenge on Troop Gramarye during Trucy's magic show. Mr. Rios was going to first steal the Gramarye notebook from the defendant. He then intended to reveal the secrets behind their magic tricks during the show. That was the victim's plan for revenge, and while he did in fact steal the notebook, the defendant murdered him before he had a chance to reveal the secrets. Okay. Bit extreme. Jeez. I do not see that happening. By the time the accused had discovered the notebook's theft, it was too late. Her only option was to kill Mr. Rios, and make it look like an accident. That's nothing but conjecture. The victim's assistant, Bonnie DeFemme, gave the police a statement. She testified that just before the start of the show, Mr. Rios said, "I'm going to reveal all of Troop Gramarye's secrets on stage today." Yeah, well, of course you would say that. She hates Trucy. What? Well, that isn't exactly a great starting point for a rebuttal, is it? You're telling me. Allow me to give you one piece of advice, defense. Oh? And what's that? Give up. Oh, a butterfly. Let it go and move on. I mean, that was close. Excuse me? Helping a sinner will only sully your own soul. One possessed of an unclean soul will burn in the flames of hell, and then be ever burdened with that sin in their next life. But I don't believe in that sort of thing. Besides, I have no intention of giving up. There we go. Or he does not approve. Oh, Holy Mother, grant me the strength to deal with this putrid lawyer. God, he really likes the word putrid. All actions have consequences, and yours will surely earn you the honour of being a mere stinkbug, at best, in your next life. A stinkbug? No then, Mr. Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please. Alright. Time to debunk this testimony. Bam 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 bam. The defendant's motive. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we don't have a health bar anymore. Wait, why has that changed? Yeah, on the first trial it was, or the first case it was like 5 flames. Unless it's because that took place in Khura'in and this takes place in Japanifornia. Maybe. But it's weird that we don't have a life bar anymore, we just have 5 chances. I'm kind of glad they went back to that, because I think that was better than the life bar thing. The life bar didn't make much sense, because there were some things that took a small amount of life, and then some things that took a huge amount. So the victim planned to get his revenge on Troop Gramarye during Trucy's magic show. Press. Everything. Revenge after all this time? It's been 13 years already. Why now? I know, right? I thought that was pretty sketchy myself. I mean, wouldn't he have done it a long time ago, if he was gonna do it? After all. Detective Skye, self-indulgent outbursts such as those will earn you divine punishment. In the form of a salary evaluation. No! Oh, don't be Gumshoe 2.0. Wait, that's what divine punishment means? Let the detective have her snack. This humble servant of the Holy Mother shall explain. Over a decade ago, Troop Gramarye was at the height of their popularity. But then their reputation declined, and they had all but faded from public memory. Until recently, that is, when Trucy Wright sought to recapture their former glory. The defendant? And at such a young age too. How impressive! Yes, the accused skill at magic is undeniably impressive. If she hadn't fallen onto the path of sin, she would have had a bright future ahead of her. It's always sad to see such promising young potential go to waste. Now then, Detective Skye, how did Mr. Rios plan to get his revenge? And please put down the snackers before you continue your testimony. God, that's just an endless bag. Yes, Your Honour. Oh, she's so sad. Miss Arias was going to first steal the Grammary notebook from the defendant. I mean, that lines up. We found it on his things. How do we know that he took it, though? Bonnie could have just taken it from Trucy's things and placed it on Miss Arias' things to kind of frame the scenario. What evidence do you have that Miss Arias actually stole the notebook? Well, there we go. Well, you see, okay. Whenever you're ready, Detective. Fret not, Detective Skye, you have nothing to repent for. You should be proud of the fine forensic discovery that you made. Forensic discovery? And what did she discover specifically? Detective Skye identified a certain set of fingerprints on the notebook. Upon further inspection, she determined that they belonged to Mr. Arias. What? Okay. The detective found the fingerprints entirely of her own volition. For that I must say well done, Detective Skye. Huh. Okay. Get a little too addicted to using your precious white powder, did you, Emma? Now then, Detective Skye, I would ask you to explain exactly how Mr. Arias intended to use the notebook to exact his revenge. Alright. Well, first, he stole the notebook. Okay, so I guess he did steal it. That's a bit of a shame. He then intended to reveal the secrets behind their magic tricks during the show. What do you mean? I'm going to reveal all of Troupe Grimary's secrets on stage today. That's what Mr. Arias himself said, right? Right, but he didn't exactly specify what Grimary secrets he was talking about. But the prosecution thinks he was referring to the secrets behind the Troupe Grimary magic. Yes, that is the prosecution's assertion. When the accused realised that Mr. Arias was to reveal her family's most closely guarded secrets, she naturally panicked. So basically, Trucy's notebook was hiding in Mr. Arias' things because he had stolen it himself. I see. Truly a motive that only a magician could have. Yes, that's what the prosecution believes, anyway. Oh dear. That was the victim's plan for revenge, and while he did in fact steal the notebook... Boo 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 boo. Do you really believe what you're saying, Detective? Do you really think Miss Wright killed Miss Arias to stop him from getting revenge? Of course I don't think that. The Trucy we know would Okay. Keep your private considerations separate from your public duty. I warned you about this very thing before the trial began, did I not, Detective Skye? Yes, you did. Please recite my exact words to you. Emma Skye, you are a detective first and foremost, not the accused's friend. Remember your duty and fulfill it faithfully. Excellent. So you do remember what I said to you. Your devotion to your work will be rewarded for the Holy Mother sees all. This Holy Mother is no scientific concept I've ever heard of. Those two really don't get along, do they? Well, science and religion go together about as well as oil and water. As I was saying, the defendant murdered him before he had a chance to reveal the secrets. I'm sorry, but what exactly is the basis for claiming it was murder? Beats me. What? The basis is beats me. You'll have to ask Prosecutor Sadmadi over there because he hasn't told me his reasoning either. Oh. Detective Skye? Your feeding of information to the defense has not gone unnoticed by my eyes. Uh-oh. Yeah, she is kind of helping us a bit too much. Compared to, like, previous detectives. The bad karma of acts which go against your duty will impinge upon you in your next life. But even before that, it may impinge upon your job in the form of a transfer. Oh, Jesus. Please don't get me kicked out of the forensics unit. Anything but that. Poor Emma. She's really been risking everything for us. Well, Prosecutor Sadmadi, what are your grounds for claiming homicide? It was the luminous tape in the understage passage. Wait, really? I realised that it had been moved. Moving so that Mr. Arias would climb up into the downstage coffin by mistake. What? That's a pretty crappy basis. Mr. Rios, who was waiting in the understage passage, was supposed to have used the upstage ladder shown here on the left. He was to climb into the coffin that had been set up in the backstage area, after being turned into a stuffed dragon during Act 1. Mr. Rios was supposed to come back to life and emerge from that coffin, but the luminous tape had been moved to mark the downstage ladder, so that the victim climbed up into the coffin on the stage itself by mistake. The very same coffin the accused thrust her sword into. And you have proof that it was my client who moved the tape? But of course. Detective Skye? Oh, that's right. I identified the defendant's fingerprints on the luminous tape. You what? He actually had proof? Well, defense? Are you finally ready to let it all go and move on? Hell no. There we go. Absolutely not. Detective, please add the information about the prints on the tape to your testimony. The defendant's prints were on the tape. I guess she must have moved it during the show. Well, we have the fingerprinting data, don't we? That's the script. That's her statement. Oh, there it is. Ooh! No, we found her prints on the tape. I mean, it is mentioning fingerprints. Go for it! Objection! Music stopped. I got it right. I'm sorry, Detective Skye, but there's a flaw in your testimony. Oh, really? The prosecution is claiming that Miss Wright moved the understage tape during the show. Oh. In order to guide the victim into the coffin downstage. But it doesn't make sense that she would leave prints on the tape at that time. Oh, if it was during the show, she was wearing gloves. It doesn't. Please consider the fingerprinting results of the main coffin, which shows that not one of my client's fingerprints was found on or in it. That's true, we didn't find any of her prints on that coffin. She wears gloves. I think you've realised what the flaw in your testimony is. Yeah, if it was during the show, she'd have been wearing gloves, so she wouldn't have left fingerprints. Claiming Miss Wright left prints on the tape during the show is inconsistent with the facts. Because she was wearing gloves during the show. Does she ever not wear gloves? I don't think there's ever been a case where she hasn't. Oh! She must have left the prints sometime before the show started. In other words, her prints do not prove she moved the tape to mislead the victim. The prosecution's investigation was insufficient. Oh my. But on a personal level, I'm very happy about that. I got it's weird having a detective on our side. A lot more than the prosecution at the very least. What's Sad Marty's reaction gonna be? Well, Prosecutor Sad Marty, if the defence's argument is true, then you have no evidence the defendant moved the tape to deceive the victim. I see. Apparently the defense is more intelligent than I had thought. More than a stink bug, at any rate. Come on, you can bump me up to at least a stag beetle now, can't you? Would that really be any better? Of course, way better. Stag beetles are cool, with those huge mandibles of theirs. If the defense wishes to be promoted to a stag beetle, then answer me this question. Alright, shoot. Even with no evidence that the accused moved the tape to misguide the victim, the victim still climbed the ladder using the tape as a guide. And entered the coffin on the stage. The accused then thrust her sword into said coffin with the victim in it. So what you're saying is, the fact remains that the victim was stabbed to death, right? Precisely. However, this does drastically change one aspect of this case. If the accused did not lead the victim into the coffin on purpose, then it means the victim's death could have been accidental. if it was indeed an accident, the defense could argue that it was involuntary manslaughter. Yeah, we'd never do that though. I see, if it was involuntary manslaughter, they could plead extenuating circumstances, and the severity of the crime could be mitigated. Defense, if you believe the accused did not murder the victim, then do you argue that it was an accident? This is it, the all-important question. The defense argues that Mr. Ria's death was murder. The defense maintains that the defendant is entirely innocent. We believe that it wasn't an accident, but murder. And what's more, we believe it was committed by a third party. A third party? As in the true culprit is someone else? That is quite a brazen claim to make, and one wholly without grounds. Your voice is as loud as your suit, and your mind echoes just as loudly as emptiness, or in emptiness. Surely you were but allowed red pepper in your previous life. I've been demoted to a vegetable? Wow, I didn't know a person could be reincarnated. Oh god. Sounds like I said reincarnated. Reincarnated as a non-sentient plant. I guess anything's possible. In any case, I do have grounds to make this claim. Let us hear this reasoning of yours then. Alright, but before I give it, there is one question that we need to address. If the victim was killed by some third party, then the sword the defendant thrust into the coffin wasn't the cause of death. If that's the case, then how did we wind up with a dead body inside the coffin? They were murdered beforehand? A very good question. Now let's hear your opinion, Mr. Justice. How did the victim's body wind up inside the coffin? Magic! He was killed in the coffin. No, killed under stage. And then placed in the coffin to pin it on Trucy. I have a feeling if anybody killed him, it's gonna be that, the Ratings Raja guy. I can't remember what his name is. Ronnie Summit. Yeah. I have a feeling it was either him that killed him, or it was Bonnie, and then Mr. Rias, not Mr. Rias, god. And then the Ratings Raja helped her put the body in the coffin to pin it on Trucy. What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put into the coffin? In other words, what if the victim was already dead in the coffin from the get-go? Oh yeah. The coffin would already... Oh wait, how would that have worked? I see. In that case, the defendant's sword would have been the cause of death. Or wouldn't have been the cause of death. How do you respond, Prosecutor Sadmadi? That is the third time. The third time of what? Whoa, beads! What the hell just... Oh, wow. What did he say? Ah, just... yeah. He did throw something at me. What the heck is this? Oh no. That is the exact same chant. Could have at least spiced it up and did a different one. Oh dear. What the hell just happened? What do you think you're doing? Even the merciful Holy Mother loses patience if she is struck 3 times. Since you never learn, you needed to be punished. Why don't you let me worry about what I need and don't need? Here's what you deserve for interfering with my sacred last rites for the victim. You are a brainless lawyer chasing phantoms. You know nothing. Let this humble servant of the Holy Mother give you an edifying sermon. A sermon? Now? There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Karanism. Grand. We're being lectured. A cornered frog will swallow even a snake. Huh? A cornered lawyer has unexpectedly struck back hard against the prosecution. Did I get it right? No, for I am not... Pardon me. I am not done with my sermon. And yet the frog still dies, its belly bitten and torn from within. Just great. And in this case, you are that frog, defense. And the prosecution is the snake. What exactly is your point, anyway? Let's assume for a moment that the victim was killed under the stage. Who, then, had the opportunity to do so during the show? Let's see. The people in the show were... Trucy and Bonnie. Bonnie DeFemme, the victim Mr. Rios, and Trucy Wright. Bonnie DeFemme was on stage throughout the entire show. As easily confirmed by the footage from the show. Footage from the show. God. Which leaves us with only one suspect. Trucy Wright. Uh-oh. Now do you see? The accused killed Mr. Rios as he waited on standby in the understage passage, and then placed his dead body in the coffin above, thus making the murder look like an accident. Oh, great and merciful Holy Mother. Thus, another putrid mind has been guided towards enlightenment. I can't believe I swallowed his trick question whole. Jesus. It's a fairly slow-moving trial. Whoa. Athena? Sorry, but I have to raise an objection here. Athena? What are you... There's something I want to point out, Apollo. And who might you be? You strike me as a mere child in countenance. I may be young, but I have an attorney's badge just the same. And you would contribute to this discussion in that capacity? I most certainly would. Oh. Wait. You just argued that the defendant killed the victim under the stage. Well, let me remind you that Miss Wright is a girl. Clearly. Surely you didn't raise an objection simply to point out such an obvious fact. Your Honour, please send for this little child's guardian to come take her home. But I'm not done with my sermon. You don't need to talk like Prosecutor Sadmadi, you know. Listen, if the victim was killed in the understage passage, then his body would then have to be hauled up to the stage, right? However, Miss Wright is a young girl, and a pretty petite one at that. She couldn't possibly have hefted that large body up and put it in the coffin. That's true. It does seem like it would be a rather difficult task for the defendant. I don't think even I could do it. What do you think of that, Prosecutor? Who's the child now? Still you. In my religion, the priestesses of Karanism are revered as the pillars of our beliefs. So I naturally hold nothing but deep respect for women. I also think highly of the female perspective. Says the man who called this fair maiden a little child. Who's a fair maiden? I agree that your point is worth discussing, defense. How indeed was the dead body raised up into that coffin? By the accused, Trucy Wright, that is. You're committed to pointing the finger at her no matter what, huh? Then you explain how that'd even be possible. Magic. But of course. There was a way for even a small creature like her to raise the victim's body up. Huh? Wait, you really can explain it? I foresaw that our arguments would come to this, so I have prepared a witness. Oh. Well, well, I admire your readiness, Prosecutor. They're not going to, like, present the fact that they used the not stair lift, but the stage lift thing. It is really not that difficult when one can read the ultimate outcome of any trial. Whoops, I always do that. Click the wrong buttons. He couldn't have really predicted that things would turn out like this, could he? It's pretty hard to believe. Excuse me, but may I step down now? Yes, I suppose you may. One moment, Detective Guy. Uh-oh. I'm sorry for, the way I handled all of this. You did a fine job, Detective. Your testimony was invaluable. It was? Yes. You served well as a detective and did not allow your personal feelings to interfere. You overcame the conflicted emotions you felt and performed your duty admirably. Not bad. You will be rewarded for your fine work. I will? Oh. Thank you. I hope we can work together again in the future. Emma seems bewildered by the unexpected praise. I guess he's a pretty nice person like they say, as long as you're not up against him. Yeah, usually the case. Now then, let us call the next witness. Who is it? Of course. Bonnie! Why can we see her feet? Wait, why can we see her whole body? She's behind a stand. Okay. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, now she's behind the stand. Oh. She's doing it as if it's a show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the court. It's very nice to meet all of you. I'm a lagomorphing illusionist from the land of fairy tales, Bonnie DeFan. I can't wait to do some magic tricks for all of you. Please, witness, there is a time and a place for all things, including magic. Ah, but it would be okay if I just do a little magic, right? Come on, please? Look, everybody's waiting. Now's my chance to shine. Oh, damn. That is your second time. My second time doing what? There will be no further warnings. You should know that from our preparatory meeting, correct? Ooh. Is no one exempt from His Holiness's Rosary of Suffering? May we have your testimony, witness, once you've recovered from your disappointment? Well, as a huge fan of Trucy's... Oh, fuck off. I don't really want to testify against her. But I guess I have to, don't I? As a huge fan of Trucy's, huh? Oh god. Yeah, I hate her, I loathe her, I can't stand that Trucy right. Just because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. Is she the one that wrote that thing on the wall then? I can't remember what it says. One day, like, my time will come one day, or it was something like that. So this is exactly what that snivelling little brat deserves. I added a little, my bad. Sure, you're a real fan, alright. Of destroying Trucy, you mean? Can't believe it. Witness testimony. The understage passage. I really can't believe that Trucy killed Mr. Rios. She didn't. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body up if she used the stage lift. That's what they are presenting. Thought so. It is possible. Could Trucy really have? If Trucy did use a stage lift, I think she must have used stage lift number 2. Yep. Of course. I was on stage for the entire show, by the way. Okay, the fact she added that at the end just makes her even more suspicious. You were on stage the whole time, and you're sure about that? I mean, there is stage footage. There is no question the entire audience could testify to that. It's a body double! What's more, she is shown clearly in the TV show footage as well. Of course she is. Whoever was on the camera was obsessed with her. I couldn't possibly have killed Mr. Rios, not little old me. Now that she said that, I suspect her even more. Therefore, the only person who could have killed the victim on the stage is the accused. Furthermore, by using a stage lift, even a petite young lady... could have raised the body up to the stage without difficulty. You gotta be kidding me. Bugger. Very well, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, it's pressing time. Alright. Press number 1. Really can't believe that Trucy killed Mr. Rios. Why? Because you're such a large fan. You said you were a huge fan of Trucy's, isn't that right? Oh yes, I even became a magician because I wanted to be just like her. The first time I saw her, she was performing at the Wonder Bar. She was only in junior high back then, but she got up on stage with tons of confidence. And then she proceeded to win my heart with her astonishing tricks and winning smile. She certainly sounds like she means all of that. So finally being able to perform with her must have been quite a treat for you, right? Oh yes. After all, it was my chance to have her see me. Not just as a fan, but as a fellow magician. If you also want to outshine her. Well, there goes a rabbit. But then that horrible accident happened. It was not an accident. It was murder. Witness, please explain if you would. How a small young woman such as Trucy Wright could have raised the body. Bum bum. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body up if she used a stage lift. And then she proposes that she use stage lift number 2 because that one was already extended. What makes you think it would be possible? It's not like you tried it out yourself, right? Well, actually, we did try it out for ourselves. You did? Detective Skye, if you would. Oop. Wait, Detective Skye's still there? Oh. So that's why you made me do that. Detective Skye, what did he have you do? The prosecutor asked me to try raising one of the male... Okay. Raising one of the male police officers with the stage lift. Without a single word of explanation as to why he was making me do it. You're kidding. It's as if he really can foresee all of our counter-arguments. Do not underestimate this humble servant of the Holy Mother. More like haughty. I guess that means Trucy could have lifted the dead body up. Does that mean... Is it possible? Could Trucy really have? That just seems like a non-statement. But I'll press it anyway. Is what possible? Could Trucy really have... What, Mr. Pham? Please explain your sentence. Well, Don't try to beat around the bush. Come right out and say it. Why not tell this court what you really believe? What I really believe? Of course I don't believe Trucy could ever commit murder. Such an amazing and wonderful magician would never do such a thing. But taking all the facts into account, what else can I think? I know of at least 3 other unflattering things you really think about Trucy. How can you attack this girl when she is obviously speaking with reserve? It will be the judge of that, given the fact Athena can see into people's hearts. There is such a thing as reading between the lines, Mr. Justice. It's sad how the youth of today lack the ability to do such a basic thing. Whoa! Okay, he's glaring at me. Looking at me with that isn't going to help me stick my foot in my mouth less, Your Honor. Witness, please describe what the accused might have used the lift... What the accused might have used... to lift the dead body. Obviously, the stage lift. Alright. If Trucy did use a stage lift, I think she must have used stage lift number 2. Stage lift number 2? Bum 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 bum. You mean the stage lift shown here on the left? That's right. With the stage lift, I think even a small girl could easily lift a dead body up to the stage. And so that makes her the murderer, in your opinion? Of course not, I believe in Trucy. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of hers. Oh brother, how long is she gonna keep this act up? Oh, we'll break that act down. In time. Defense, what position was stage lift number 2 in after the show? It was to the right of the back ladder. Let's see, if I recall, it was in the fully raised position. Uh-oh. I figured that's what they were gonna say. And the reason why it was fully raised is because the accused used it to lift the victim's body. Wouldn't you agree? Feel free to slowly mull it over while you roast over the flames of hell. You evil red pepper. God, I've got so many nicknames. So now I'm also evil. Yep, an evil pepper. Yep, stink bug. Stag beetle. Although I guess that wasn't official, because we just wanted a promotion. And now we're red pepper. Red pepper. On stage for the entire show, by the way. That's still just a really weird thing to say. You didn't have a single spare moment to slip down into the understage passage. Huh? Don't tell me you suspect me now. I'm just trying to do my job by fully examining your alibi. Depending on how solid it is, I might have to suspect you, yes. Whoa! You gotta be kidding me. Don't spit on my head and tell me it's raining, lawyer boy. I'm right there in the footage, or are you too much of an idiot to see? Uh-huh. Wow, her facade slipped. Mr. Fem, are you feeling alright? You seem suddenly different. Also, I guess it would be her mask slipped. Now she'll switch back. Knew it. Oh, oops. Where did that come from? Right. Oh my, I seem to have snapped there for a second, didn't I? Tee. Wow. Actually, she really reminds me of, oh, what was her face? Was it Eenie? Eenie Miney? Or was it Meanie Miney? Mimi Miney. One of them died. Eenie. I think it was Eenie Miney. Yeah, the fact she was basically just a complete airhead, but then when her mask slipped, she became very aggressive. Kind of like her. You didn't just snap, you broke character just now. In any case, I was on stage the whole time, performing magic. I mean, you saw me in the footage, right? My dazzling and flawless performance? Flawless? That's odd, considering what you told me. You said that you'd made a mistake with where you positioned Mr. Hat. Mr. Pham? To what is the defense referring? Well, I made a little mistake on stage. I was in charge of operating Mr. Hat, you see. According to the script, I was supposed to place him to the left of the coffin. But I flubbed it up and made him stand to the right of the coffin instead. And because of that mistake, Trucy had to move the stage lift around. I feel really bad about messing Trucy up like that with my goof. Oh, that's the end of our pressing, I guess. Darn it, I don't see any inconsistencies in her testimony. Ooh. Now do you know who the real killer is? Still you. Come on, Gramps, don't just sit there. Hand down your ruling, pronto. I'm a huge fan of Trucy, she says. Do it quick before you keel over up there. I beg your pardon. Oops. Oh, what's gotten into me? I'm so sorry. I give her another 5 minutes before she tears off that mask. All defense? Are you ready to let it all go now? Of course not, I'll never give up. Athena, we need you. I see, I suppose this too is fate. The sacred scriptures of Coriolism describe a variety of hells for the damned. For someone like you, who struggles ceaselessly against his fate, Papal Bolgic seems most appropriate. Papal Bolgic. People boil... What? Oh wait, that's Korinese. What sort of terrible place is Papal Bolgic? A place where the more one struggles, the further one falls into the abyss. Oh nice, it's like quicksand. At the bottom of the abyss, a ferocious beast awaits. Think of it as something akin to an antlion sand pit trap. Yeah. How lovely. Oh, there's one of those in my backyard. Wow. Coriolis Hell is closer to home than I thought. Now then. It would appear that the witness's testimony support the prosecution's claims. That the defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim on the stage. How are we supposed to get out of this jam? Athena! Athena! Hey Apollo, if you can't find any contradictions, maybe it's time to use analytical psychology. Thank you. You mean... I heard some discord in Bonnie's voice while she was testifying. Given the fact she's putting on a fake persona, I wouldn't be surprised. See? Widget's picking up on the noise in her heart too. Oh, this is the tutorial, of course. That's right, Athena can hear things that others can't with her super sensitive hearing. She can hear the emotions people suppress as a kind of noise or discord in their voice, or voices. Alright, Athena, let's give it a try. You got it.
Hold it!
Whoa! Your Honor. I'm afraid that our witness, Mr. Pham, is lying. Is suffering under terrible traumatic stress due to this horrible incident. She is? Yes. What with that terrible death on stage? And her beloved Trucy getting arrested, she's under awful strain and shock. In fact, I don't know how much more she can take before she is unfit to testify. What? Oh, I've heard of that. What is it called? Postal stress disorder. Right? It's where a person becomes uncontrollably angry, I think. I read about it somewhere. That's going postal, Your Honor. This is PTSD. Yeah, post-traumatic stress disorder. Oh my. So that's why the witness acts so hostile at times. As if she were a different person. No, that's just her true face. Yes, and I think her condition is clouding her memory of the incident. Therefore, I suggest a short therapy session for the witness. Huh? Therapy? You don't know the thing about a magician's mental strength. I've risked my life jumping through rings of fire and having my body sawn in half. Oopsie. Boy, I have to watch my temper, don't I? How many bunnies does she have? I always love his reaction. He's just always so shocked. Miss Sykes, please do whatever you can to help this unfortunate young lady. What exactly is this child planning to do, Mr. Justice? With her super sensitive hearing, Miss Sykes can hear a witness's true emotions. Simply from tone and inflection, she can tell exactly what a person is feeling. I can even pick out feelings that a witness is trying to suppress or hide. Widget projects the emotions I hear into the mood matrix, where I can analyze them. Yeah, this is just going in, like, full tutorial mode. Well, the game has got me in a vice grip yet again. It sounds like some sort of spurious devilry, though I find it hard to believe, I must ask. How do emotions constitute evidence? Hey, Weira. How's it going? Well, I won't say that emotions can be taken as evidence, per se. I have seen how instrumental Miss Sykes' work has been in cracking a case. I mean, we've used it in... Wait. Dual Destiny. Did we use it in every single case? Yeah, we did, because she was always our assistant. In case 1, we used it. Case 2, I'm pretty sure every single case we did. Even though we played as Athena, like as Athena when she was the lead, we used the mood matrix. Wow. We're abusing the system. Therefore, I wholly support giving it a try. I see. If you are in favour of it, Your Honour, then I have no objections. Even this mere monk can see that something disturbs the witness. I'll disturb you. No, thank you for understanding, Prosecutor Sadmardi. Hey! Apollo, you remember how to conduct a therapy session, right? You want me to lead the session? Of course. You're the lead on this case, after all. Fair enough, but, do I need a refresher? No. I think I used it more than enough. Normally I would go over it, but given the fact this game's already tutorial heavy enough... Yeah, I don't need more tutorials. Thanks. I think I still remember from the last time, so let's get right into it. Okie dokie. You ready, Widget? Let's do this. Well, it seems we won't actually be using the mood matrix all that much in this game, given the fact that it takes place in 2 separate locations. So when we play as Phoenix, it's literally just Phoenix. Oh damn. Oh damn. I guess Trucy is the one who killed Mr. Rias. Even she could move the body with that lift. I was on stage at the time, but that terrible mistake, my stupid flub, caused Trucy so much trouble. I feel so bad. Yeah, sure you do. I feel so bad about it. Okay, so I look for inconsistencies between her testimony and her emotions, right? That's right. Like if she says I was so happy when... Oh my god. Ah, god. This game, I love it, but my god, it annoys me with how hand-holdy it is. That's literally pointing it out. Like if she says I was so happy when the sand marker is lit up, or if the sand marker doesn't react, even though she said she was feeling down. When you find an unexpected emotion, go ahead and pinpoint it. Okay, I'll give it a try. It's more, I suppose it didn't point it out exactly, but it did say I was so happy. And she's happy when she said she was sad. Right, so it's not that one. 9. Nope. Nope. There it is. Why do you feel bad if you're actually happy?
Got it!
Got it. You lied. I have to say, Mr. Pham, you certainly are a strange one. Even though you said I feel so bad about it, it seems you were feeling happy about it. Well. I know it. It's gonna hit her. I think I can guess why you were feeling happy. It must be because it was Trussy's big debut. You messed Trucy up. You made a mistake. I would probably say the fact that she failed. Or the fact she made her mess up. I think you were happy because you messed the defendant up. I'm right, aren't I? You gotta be kidding me. Why would I be happy I messed Trucy up? I'm a big fan of hers. Yeah, sure. Because we saw you. I hate her, I loathe her. I can't stand that Trucy right. Just because she's a little good at magic, she thinks she's all that. So this is exactly what that snivelling brat deserves. Hey, this time I didn't add little to that. We saw how you said you hated Trucy, right? How you were glad she was in trouble. And even how it was what she deserved. Ouch. Looks like I hit the bunny on the head, so to speak. Wow, that's only 50%. Apollo, the noise level dropped. Now if we could get it down to 0%... Well, Mr. Pham, are you ready to confess how you really feel? Probably not. What? What do you mean? I'm Bonnie, the sweet, cute little bunny. Yeah, sure. I'm a rookie magician working hard to be just like my idol, Trucy. Oh boy. That's the character I'm supposed to be. Wow, she actually says character.
Objection!
Keep that up, Mr. Pham, and you're going to have a mental breakdown. Just let yourself be who you really are. Who I really am? The two sides of you are fighting each other, and doing you psychic harm. I can hear them, two distinct voices battling inside you. Shut your pie hole, you know nothing, know-it-all. I mean, you mustn't say things like that or I might get flustered. Mr. Pham, how long do you insist on maintaining this wolf in sheep's clothing act? We can't end this therapy session until you get real with us. Set the wild beast inside you free. Ouch. Oh. I do appreciate how detailed the Android version of these games are, by comparison to the 3DS versions. I do think, honestly, as weird as it might sound, the mobile versions of these games is the best way to play them. Because they look better than they do on the 3DS, which is surprising. Don't make me laugh. You don't know a dang thing about me. You want to see who I really am? Fine, take a good look. Ooh, the mask has come off. What the fuck? Oh dear. Ooh, her hair became wings. That looks really weird. Huh? How? I've just realised her hair's meant to resemble bat wings, I think. That looks so strange. Bonnie the Bat. What in the world? Sheep's clothing? You've got it all wrong. It's a rabbit suit I've got on. And I'm not a wolf, I'm a blood-sucking vampire. A bat with fangs and wings. God, everybody in the Phoenix Wright universe is just an absolute lunatic. And the candy cane was an umbrella. I think we just opened Pandora's box. I'm finally done with that goody two-shoes cottontail act. I feel free as a bat. What the hell? I can definitely say I was not expecting this. But I did say her mask would break, but yeah. Defense, your theory position is taking a turn for the worse, from the looks of it. There is a perfectly good explanation for this. Isn't there, Miss Sykes? Methinks I created a monster. We blew it. Oh god. It's either meant to resemble wings or like a cloak. Given the fact it doesn't look like wings now, I've just realised both of her ears are like fully up. Beforehand, one of them was like half up. Hey you, lobster boy. Who, me? You think I'm glad Trucy is in trouble? That I think she's getting her just desserts? Wait, that was just deserts. Yeah, desserts is 2 S's. Well, guess what? You're right! Oh, now it becomes bat wings. Okay, what a weird girl. Does this mean you admit to wishing the defendant harm? Well, the bat is out of the bag now. That mistake of mine was a work of art. It was on purpose. Thanks to my goof, poor little Trucy had to do all of that hard physical labour. When you say hard physical labour, what are you referring to? Moving the stage lifts. Because of Mr. Hatch's new position, Trucy had to move both of those huge stage lifts. They must have been so heavy. What a riot. That's strange. Athena, could you please add that last statement to Bonnie's testimony? Alright, I'll update the mood matrix with new info. Hey Apollo, now there's a new inconsistency in the testimony. Yeah, she finally slipped up, so what do I need to do now? Well, from this point onward, you just do what you do best. Find the contradiction in the testimony and present evidence to refute it. Alright, I've got you now, Bonnie DeFemme. I guess Trucy is the one who killed Mr. Reese. Wait, shouldn't there be a new testimony? Yeah, after the 5th one. Oh, here we go. Oh dear. Wait, new inconsistency. Wait, so I should end up having to move the stage lifts. Just before, I just want to check. What do I have? Oh! I mean, I would say that. Yeah, she ended up having to move the stage lifts. And it says here, she didn't tell anybody about that. So how would she know? That's the only thing I could think.
Objection!
Yeah. That doesn't make sense. What? So you think I'm crazy now? I mean, pretty obvious. No, that's not the point I was trying to make. But I don't hear you denying it. Mr. Pham, allow me to repeat your statement. Thanks to that, she ended up having to move the stage lifts. That's right, and I still say that's just what she does it. But how did you know? How did you know Miss Wright moved the stage lifts? According to her own statement, she didn't tell anyone that she had done so. But what? So how could you possibly have known what she had done? Unless you saw her. Wait a minute. No. You saw Miss Wright moving the lifts in the understage passage, didn't you? Wait. Yeah. It's just the way she looks in it. Well, there's all the noise. How? She was on stage. You did it, Apollo. Noise levels are at 0. But, Mr. Justice, wouldn't that mean... Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Pham herself was under the stage where the victim was killed. And I hardly need to tell the court what that means. There is. What? There's two of them? Oh! Is that who that unknown person was, then? Yeah, because in the fingerprint results it says... Prints from the victim and Bonnie, a set of unknown fingerprints were found on the top. So that would be... Bonnie number 2. Are they twins? Or, I'm just confused. How do you need to tell the cult that means? You are one artful liar, Mr. Pham, and one spectacular suspect. Why, you shiny red lobster boy? You're saying I killed Mr. Rios? I'm saying it's a possibility. What's more? I say you had a solid motive to frame my client for the murder as well. My apologies for running on the defense's merry revelry. But you seem to have forgotten one very important point. Oh really? The TV footage. As you can clearly see, she's on stage. What if there's two of them though? Mr. Pham was on the stage the whole time. The entire audience can bear witness to that fact, including you. Oh yeah. God, he really hits his hands together with some force. You have just taken a long and senseless journey and you only return to the starting line. The witness could not have been in the understage passage. Which means... the only one left who could have killed the victim is the accused. Guess the party's over. But... Mr. Pham knew something she couldn't have known unless she was under the stage. How do you explain that, Prosecutor Sadmardi? Guesswork. It's quite simple. Oh. The accused must have told Mr. Pham about it, but then forgot. Open those useless eyes of yours and take a good look at that footage. If Mr. Pham really was in the understage passage, it would mean that she was on stage and understage at the same time. You mean she was in two places at once? That does seem to be the only explanation that makes any sense. It may be an explanation, but I'm not so sure about the makes sense part. Then we'll just have to make it make sense. Your Honor, the witness was both on stage and understage at the same time. This is the defense's assertion. I've heard some illogical things come out of you before, but this is absurd. I'm sure you'll change your tune once you hear my reasoning, Your Honor. My gut tells me you're bluffing, but I'll wait. Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain how the witness was in two places at once? There were two Bonnies, the Bonnie's on... she teleported. Yep. No, there were two. Two of them. I don't know how. But there were two Bonnies, Your Honor. If that were the case, it would all make sense, wouldn't it? There were... two of them? I suspected you had a few screws loose, but now I see some are missing altogether. Is there a toolkit in this courtroom, Your Honor? I suppose 2, no, 3 screws to the head should righten his putrid brain. You really do like the word putrid. Very well, bailiff, could you... No, wait. Please, listen to my argument. Very well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to at least give it a listen. As was argued earlier, Mr. Pham is shown in the footage the whole time. But at the same time, she was also watching Miss Wright in the understage passage. The only possible explanation is that there are two Bonnies. That almost sounds like it makes sense. What do you think, Prosecutor Sadmardi? This humble servant of the Holy Mother is of the opinion that you are crazy. That we should lose no time in replacing the defense's many lost screws. But Apollo, it goes against reality itself to say that one person is actually two. Unless they're twins. But we don't have to be bound by reality. After all, we're talking about magic here. Oh. So if the Bonnie de Femme in the footage is the real Bonnie, then the Bonnie here on the witness stand is the one who must have been on the stage. This Bonnie de Femme is our second Bonnie. She is? What if there's one Bonnie that's actually a fan of Trucy's and one that absolutely detests her? Say we call the one in front of us Bonnie number 2. I believe I have just the piece of evidence to prove that a Miss Bonnie number 2 exists. Oh, then please submit your evidence, Mr. Justice. Fingerprint results. What proves the existence of Bonnie number 2? The fingerprints. Doink. What's this? During our investigation, we found a set of unknown prints on the coffin on the stage. These prints were most likely left during the course of the show. But they didn't match the prints of any of the people involved in the case. An unknown third party's fingerprints. I was not told of this. Emmett must have kept it from him. Aha! So the question is, who could these prints possibly belong to? Well, let's test hers and find out. It's clearly hers. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't hurt her. Mr. Femme, or should I say Bonnie number 2? These are your fingerprints, aren't they? Oh damn, the music. Ooh! Wow! That's an aggressive reaction, holy shit. Enough of this foolishness, one person could not possibly be 2. Unless they're twins. Those fingerprints could have been left, but not only during the show, but at any time.
Objection!
Yeah, but they wouldn't be unknown if they were Bonnies. It's not like you to lose your cool like that, Prosecutor Sadmadi. Now we'll go back to his calm and collected self. And I'm sure you know that exactly when the fingerprints were made is not the main issue. What do you mean by that, Mr. Justice? It's the issue with... the issue is, who do these unknown prints belong to? If there weren't 2 Bonnies, then surely the second print on the coffin would not be unknown. They would be Bonnie's prints. Fairly obvious. They're certainly not Bonnie de Femmes. But what if they belong to the person standing right in front of us? Oh, you mean Bonnie number 2 is the second Bonnie? Well, hence the name, genius. Is that what you're implying? It's preposterous to suggest that those prints belong to the witness. I say they must belong to some other unknown individual. Well, we can test her prints and find out. Prosecutor Sadmadi, can you really look at her and still say that? What are you looking at? Take a picture, it'll last longer. How could this be? If we check her prints, I'm sure they'll match the unknown set. Well, Bonnie, the prints that don't belong to the real you belong to you, don't they? Bonnie number 2. No response. Witness, is what the defense has said true? Fine, I admit it. The fingerprints are mine. Then does that mean you aren't Bonnie de Femme? I'm her twin sister. What? Ridiculous. I mean, twins are the only way that it makes sense. No way to tell them apart though, which is the weirdest thing. Are there really 2 Bonnies? Nope, there's only 1 Bonnie. That's because... I'm God, the worst part is I was actually going to use that name. I was like, it's my twin sister, Betty! Oh my god. Nope, there's only 1 Bonnie. That's because I'm Betty. Betty de Femme. twin sisters. What? Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it's time for a wondrous magic show. Hey, Weebwaker. How's it going? Gasp in amazement at this Lagomorphing illusionist performs as this. Lagomorphing illusionist performs her teleportation magic. Watch closely, it's showtime. And Bonnie? Bonnie? Okay. Now it's Bonnie. What the fuck? Oh, that's Bonnie, I guess. And that's Betty. Well, this is interesting. Oh, there we go. So was I right? Oh, damn. She multiplied. What an amazing trick. The witness has suddenly split into two people. Yeah, also known as twins. It's not a trick, no gimmick to it either. We're simply... Wow, never would have guessed. Twins. What? Twins? So that's how the teleportation trick worked. Ever since our debut, I've had to hide... or pretend I'm Bonnie. All cute and sweet and goody-goody. I can't tell you how stressful it's been. Wait, so was I right? I wonder. That Betty hates Trucy, but Bonnie likes Trucy? God, that would be weird. Wait, has the... Even when she was being like, oh, goody-goody, I wonder if her ears did the thing that Bonnie's do. Because I can't remember. But I don't have to hide anymore. That's right. Our days of sneaking around are finally over. Their cover is blown, but they actually seem pretty happy about it. So which one of you is the nice Bonnie DeFam we met in the dressing room? That would be me. And the one understage, the sharp-tongued Bonnie we saw with the ratings Raja understage was... Betty. Wait, it was Betty. Hey, who are you calling sharp-tongued? It's all starting to make sense now. So yeah, they're like... It's like a split personality, but in two separate people. There we go. From the victim and Bonnie, Betty DeFam's fingerprints were found on the top. Woohoo! Oh my. So, Mr. Justice, this changes the facts of the case rather dramatically, doesn't it? It does indeed. It certainly does. During the show, it was Bonnie who was on stage the whole time. So Bonnie couldn't have committed the crime. Betty, however... But Betty, on the other hand, who was understage, did have the opportunity. Ah. Oh no, he's gonna rip off the rosary beads. Don't do it! Can't believe it, someone so calm and collected. Looks so pissed. Well, so now we have two suspects. Well no, we still only have one. Unless they're meaning Trucy, in which case I guess. Wait just a minute there, Lobster Boy. I didn't do it. That's right. Betty might have a foul mouth, but she'd never kill anybody. Hey, who's got a foul mouth here? Jesus. Oh, well, speak up. Huh? Jesus Christ. Please save your sibling squabbling for later. Betty, you must have been in the understage passage during the show. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known about the stage lifts being moved. So what exactly were you doing down there? Fine, I'll testify. Anything to get you off my back. Prosecutor said, Marty, Betty DeFam is ready to testify. What do you say? Betty, you lied to this humble servant of the Holy Mother. Hey, what else could I do? I couldn't blow our cover and ruin our magic act. Besides, am I gonna go to your Twilight Hell or whatever for being a liar? You will indeed. However, it won't be after your death. Rather... Oh dear. I should give you a taste of your punishment on this mortal coil. In interrogation hell. Jesus. They even look different when they, like, when that scene occurs. Interesting. Now then, Betty DeFam, please explain to this court what exactly you were doing under the stage. What happened understage? It's true, I had business in the understage passage because of the upcoming trick. Oh, okay. It was the fire trick, right? The one Miss Arias was supposed to do. That's right, it's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it. Oh, if you're gonna say the fire bucket, then I know you're full of shit. It was in the script, and I really wanted to see it, but I couldn't because of the accident. Shut up, you're gonna give it away. Anyway, I was real busy. Yeah, way too busy to have the chance to kill Mr. Rios. If it's the fire trick, then they're on about the fire bucket. But that wasn't used. Well, that was certainly different. How's that for a flawless testimony and alibi? Oh my god. Whoa! Oh. A magic trick is real and it's not a trick or gimmick. Bonnie seems to be struggling. Oh my, she's floating. Your Honor? You can see she's being held up from below. You were supposed to pretend you didn't see that. It's a little something called etiquette, or etiquette. But... I can't help it. Whenever I see a contradiction or inconsistency, I just have to point it out. Now then, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay. Huh. So yeah, they must be on about the fire trick. I can't really think about what else it would be. What happened understage? Visiting the understage passage. Because of the upcoming trick. Doo-doo. If you were in the understage passage, which, need I remind you, was the crime scene, what were you doing? Then you most certainly should be counted as a potential suspect. But I don't have any motive to kill Mr. Rios. But you, by your own admission, hate Miss Wright. When she was arrested as a suspect, you said it was what she deserved. So you believe the witness killed a man simply due to her dislike of Trucy Wright? Say why not? As a motive, is that not improbable at best? But what if her hatred caused her to bear a strong sense of malice against my client? Look, Trucy just made me mad. That's all. I mean, even though she's younger than me, she's got so much skill and popularity. And she's cute besides. She makes me so mad, I wish she would drop... Wow, alright. I wish she would drop dead. Betty, don't talk like that. Shut your yap. So, is it just simple jealousy? Say, Betty, that next trick you were getting ready for. Bam 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 bam. It was the fire trick, right? The one Miss Arias was supposed to do. Bonnie? We're trying to get Betty's testimony right now, so... Shut up. Oh, right. I'm sorry. You can step down if you'd like. I'm worried about Betty, though. She can lose her temper and say awful things sometimes. Hey, what are you, my mother? Don't forget, I'm the older sister. You got that? Yes, I got it. I guess I'd worry about Mitt. Oh, that's clearly a typo. Given the fact that T is right next to R. Oh wait, that would be Mr. Betty. That would not make sense. I would still say that that is a typo. I guess I'd worry about Miss Betty constantly blowing her top if I were Bonnie too. So Betty, you were down understage getting ready for the fire trick, were you? That's right, it's a very dangerous trick, so I had to make sure we were prepared for it. In which case, that's a lie, because you weren't. The fire bucket wasn't even... yeah. Not only was it empty, but dust lines the inside of the pail. And it was also on stage, it wasn't under stage.
Objection!
You lied. Hate to break this to you, Betty, but there's a big flaw in your testimony. As big as the one in that floating trick you did earlier. Ooh, harsh words. Well, let me tell you something, forehead boy. No one has ever figured out how we do our teleportation trick. Well, now we know. No one except me, you mean? Well, we have even better tricks up our sleeves. Huh? We do? I told you to keep it zipped. Now, don't fight, you two. Mr. Justice, what's this all about a flaw in the testimony? The script has this to say about the fire trick. This will be dangerous. Make sure the fire bucket is ready. However, we found the fire bucket lying empty backstage except for a layer of dust. You didn't even attempt to get ready for the next trick, did you, Betty? You got me. Hot damn. Betty DeFam, you will explain yourself. So is there actually anything different about them? Like, just looking at them. I honestly don't think there is. The outfit's the exact same. There's nothing to explain. Come on, Betty. We can't hide it any longer. We might as well tell them. Shut up. You can barely take care of yourself. Don't try and tell me what to do. Well, if neither of you will explain, I guess I'll have to. The reason Betty didn't prepare for the fire trick is because she is afraid of fire, knew the show wouldn't go on, was slacking off. Ooh. Knew the show wouldn't go on. You didn't prepare the fire trick because you knew, didn't you? You knew that the body would be found, and that the show would then be cancelled. You got me. Don't be ridiculous, you insignificant speck of a man. I'm gonna yank those lame bangs of yours off. Is that what you want? Huh? Jesus, leave my hair alone. Whatever, they can grow back. Now stop stalling and just tell us the truth already. No, I can't reveal my secrets. I'm a magician. You've been chasing the shadow of an illusory culprit defense. And having chanced upon a convenient target, you have let yourself get carried away. Yeah, exactly. Where's your proof, huh? And yeah, I can see that the witness's taste for false words has also been proven. I advise you to confine your deceitful trickery to your magic act, witness. Deceitful trickery? Oh, we're just objecting all over the place. As your court-appointed therapist, I'd like to add something here, Betty. You finally let yourself be who you really are. But if you continue to hide behind lies, you'll just be imprisoning your heart all over again. But all these questions mean you're trying to put me in prison for real. So I'll be behind bars either way. Does that mean you're admitting your guilt? Of course not. I can't believe you people. Every one of you thinks I did something I didn't do. You... Lobster boy, cue ball geezer, headcase brat, Cerberus monk. Alright. Oh dear. That's the end of her cue ball geezer. Headcase brat? Really? Sad Maddie probably liked his nickname. Betty, calm down. Come on now, deep breaths, deep breaths. Sad Maddie had nothing to say. Look, I'm not the murderer, I tell you. Then how did you know the show would be called off before the fire trick. I told you, we can't reveal our secrets. We're under contract. Contract? Who is she talking about? Be that as it may, you're obviously a suspect in this case.
Objection.
Damn. That's 5 times. I'm beginning to see the karmic threads that make up the intricate tapestry that is this case. Allow me to summarise your assertions, defence. First, that the victim was killed in the understage passage. And second, that the witness and the accused are the only two who could have done it. Exactly. What's more, Betty knew that the body would be found, and that the magic show would then be called off. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that Betty killed the victim understage. But what if Betty knew that the show would be called off for some other reason? Like what? In the course of my investigation, I found it strange that the dragon set piece fell when it did. That in conjunction with the body tumbling from the coffin in such a dramatic fashion. All seemed too perfect for mere happenstance. I guess. It was as though the entire chain of events had been planned out in advance. Oh, wait, under contract? By, Raja? That guy? Planned out. After deciding to take this case, I scrupulously studied everything I could about the mass media in this country. Oh. I read the newspaper, old news reports, I even browsed tabloid magazines. How very industrious of you. I'm impressed. During this process, I learned about a strange practice favoured by the TV world. A practice called the hidden camera prank. Oh. Betty and Bonnie, you knew about this, did you not? About the dead body appearing, the set piece falling, the show being suspended. You two were informed of this plan. By Take-Two TV in advance, correct? That would be it. Is that true? Betty, please, let's tell them now. I can't hold it in anymore. Dang it, fine, you got us. Everything the prosecutor said is true. The TV station paid us to cooperate with them on this plan. It was all a prank, a big setup planned out in advance. Yeah. God, nothing says good prank like killing someone. Ha ha, joke. Really? Mr. Rhea showing up dead in the coffin. Joke. The set piece falling down. It was all completely scripted. So Mr. Reyes was already dead. What? That seems like a pretty fucked up prank. I mean, killing someone just for a joke goes a bit far. It was all a prank? Bonnie, is this really true? Yes, Mr. Reyes was supposed to pretend to be dead. Oh. That's how it was supposed to go. Okay. So, right, okay. Pretend to die, but in actuality he did die. That's, you know, he was just method acting. A bit too much. So he was in on it too? That's right, he was supposed to show up dead in that coffin. And then the set piece would fall down. Trucy would be shocked and start to panic. And that's how the prank script went. What? What the heck kind of prank is that? Pretty fucked up one. But we never thought he'd actually wind up dead. Yeah, that was the only thing that was different from the script. Poor Mr. Reyes. I'm so completely lost right now. Well, Betty and Bonnie, it certainly sounds like you have some explaining to do. Alright, alright. I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. Just this once, we'll share how it was done with you. So listen carefully. You'll never hear this kind of thing anywhere else. Oh, hers is a bat. That's a nice touch. After our teleportation trick, I went down under stage. When Mr. Rios' body appeared from the coffin on stage, it was time for Betty to do her job in the understage passage. That's right, I used the remote control for the winch connected to the dragon set piece. Okay. And made it fall down. And just before the dragon fell, I called Trucy to the backstage, so she wouldn't get hurt. After that, the plan was for Mr. Rios to come back to life in front of the panicked Trucy. He was supposed to laugh and fly up and away. That's how it was scripted anyway. But for some reason, he really did turn up dead. So he kinda just stayed on the ground. Oh, is that why he had that thing attached to his, the back of his trousers? Yeah, like not the winch, but it was like a hook. So, not a hook. A thing that a hook could hook on to. It has a name, but I can't fucking think of it. A clip? Ah, bloody no. What kind of sick joke is that? Well, pranks are, pretty dumb with how far they go. Sounds like a terribly mean-spirited prank to me. Yeah, it does. The poor defendant was trying to do her magic show. I guess so. I'm sorry, Trucy. Whatever. It was all the Ratings Roger's idea anyway. Yeah, it sounds like just the kind of thing a guy like him would come up with. This is the prank plan script we got from the Ratings Roger. The corpse of Freyne and the set piece falling were staged by Roger Ratings. Oh, Roger, not Ronnie. Oh. Where the fuck did I get Ronnie from? Whatever. Roger Ratings. Dang it made us break our contract. Now we won't get paid. But where does this all leave us? Who killed the victim? And when? Yeah, exactly. Those are the key questions. If Mr. Rios was only pretending to be dead in the coffin as part of a prank, or as a part of the prank, then when he was under stage, there would still be life within him. Ooh! Now I think about it, I wonder if Roger Ratings is actually the guy that killed Mr. Rios. He has some sort of massive vendetta against Troop Grammeri, so maybe. What does the prank script say? Holy crap. So Mr. Rios' body will appear in the supposedly empty coffin, which should cause a big ruckus. After capturing a bit of Trucy's reaction on film, Mr. Rios will come back to life, laughing and flying up into the air, causing another round of surprise. Okay. So there would still be life within him. And if that is the case, then Betty, who was also under stage, may be excluded from our list of suspects. Witness, was the victim alive up until he entered the coffin? Oh, well, now that we've spilled the beans, we might as well show you this video. Okay. Wait, what? He's inside the coffin. Greetings, viewers, it is I, the great Mr. Rios. We are currently in the middle of Trucy's escape trick. Having snuck through the understage passage undetected, I am now hiding backstage. He was in the other coffin. Preparing to play a little prank on Trucy. I'm about to hide in the coffin, which Trucy will stab with her rubber sword. Oh. When the coffin opens, ho-ho! I will be in it, acting as though I've met my maker. Can you imagine the look on Trucy's face? Or on Trucy's face then? Ho-ho! I can hardly wait. Oh dear. This looks bad. He's about to hide in the coffin. Hmm. It would seem the threads of karmic destiny have led us to the truth. Or so you think. Ba-ba. Oh dear. This is not looking too good for Trucy. The victim passed through the understage where Betty DeFan was, and then came up into the backstage area. We know this because Mr. Rios appeared to be backstage when he shot the video we saw. It appears that way, yes. In defense, you proposed the following, did you not? What if the victim was killed under the stage before being put in the coffin? But then what about this video? This footage was taken just before Mr. Rios entered the coffin. Oh, so does that mean... Yes, it is horrible, but true. The tragedy... God. The tragedy did indeed play out right there on the stage. I refuse to believe it. Went into the coffin where Mr. Rios was hiding. Trucy Wright thrust her blade. See? Told you so. So you're saying the incident was a tragic accident that happened during a prank? It would be an accident if the accused had no knowledge of the prank beforehand. So let us ask the accused herself. Miss Wright, did you have prior knowledge of the prank? What? I... Tell him, Trucy. You didn't know anything about it, right? She did. Oh. Of course I didn't. I didn't know a single thing about it. I mean, it wouldn't be much of a prank if the person that's being pranked knew it was a prank. Still think you can play innocent, do you? In that case... You leave me little choice but to present this piece of evidence. Wait, what? Oh! Is that another piece that was on that carbon paper? It's definitely Roger. It looks like some sort of note. That's... I found this note in the dressing room after the incident. At the time, I did not understand what it meant, but all is clear to me now. Bonnie, get the video camera after Mr. Rios comes tumbling out. Oh, I didn't even read that. What's this? Let's see. It says, get the video camera after Mr. Rios comes tumbling out. It is a note signed by the accused, instructing Bonnie to collect Mr. Rios' video camera from him, it seems. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I found it in the dressing room before the show. When I saw it, I realised that Trucy knew about the prank. It does bear her signature. I'll give you that much. Yeah, but her signature's been not forged, but that clipboard was a phony. I mean, the clipboard was perfectly fine. It was the carbon paper in the back that was slightly shady. A note found in Trucy's dressing room after the incident that bears Trucy's signature. Just like that contract. That fake contract. So the defendant had prior knowledge of the prank. It would appear so, yes. When she learned about the plan to trick her, she decided to use it to her own advantage. So she thrust the steel sword into the coffin where the victim stood, chuckling to himself. Is that not what happened, Miss Wright? Of course not. And I didn't write or sign that note. Ah, but the handwriting matches yours. All of the evidence and testimony points to you being the culprit. But I didn't do it, it wasn't me. Then explain the existence of this note. You can do that, can you not? I can't explain it. I didn't write it, so I don't understand. I didn't kill Mr. Rios. You have to believe me. Jesus. Nothing but dots. The silence is deafening. Continue struggling against the threads of your own karma, if you wish, accused. Huh. Even as you are inescapably caught in the web of fate you've spun for yourself. Miss Wright. It's time to resign yourself to your fate. No, I didn't do it. I knew it. That sweet-looking girl, a murderer. She took all of us with that act of hers, or in with that act of hers. I told you I knew she was a homicidal little witch from the very start. But I didn't do it, I really didn't. Why doesn't anybody believe me? Oh, this was also from the trailer. Shut up, you killer, we won't fall for that anymore. Jesus. Yeah, from the trailer of Spirit of Justice it does show Trucy on the stand. And the line she says is, why won't anybody believe me? This is bad. Hey, that shut him up. Your Honor, I suggest we put an end to this tragedy now. Give your official ruling and let us offer the victim's soul the last rites it deserves. Very well. I suppose I have no other choice. This court hereby finds the defendant, Trucy Wright. Okay, I was waiting for him to say hold it. Wait, why did we object to say we have an objection? Is that not pretty obvious given the fact we objected? The defense has an objection. Apollo. You? Even now you would? I won't give up, and I refuse to let either of them down. Mr. Wright, who's counting on me, and Trucy, who's put all of her faith in me. Mr. Justice, the fact that you have raised an objection means that you have evidence with which to refute the prosecution's claims. Correct? Yes, of course, Your Honor. Do we really have anything, Apollo? Actually, we do. There's one piece of evidence we can present here. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may proceed. Woohoo! As we saw in the show footage, there's no question that the defendant thrust a sword into the coffin. The defense doesn't dispute this point. But let's not forget that this was a magic show filled with tricks and illusions. We can't take everything we see at face value. So you're saying some sleight of hand was somehow involved? Yes, the defense contends that the sword the defendant used was not the cause of death. Now what was it Trucy told me she did just before she thrust the sword into the coffin? Did she check that the sword was rubber? Very well, let us see your evidence then. But remember, you interrupted my verdict to make this claim. Oh, okay. So it's essentially the same system as the health bar, but instead of health bar, it's chances. I think this makes more sense though, as opposed to having a health bar. The health bar lasted a long time. It was introduced in was it in Investigations as well? I think so. But regardless, it was in Justice for All, Trials and Tribulations, Apollo Justice, Investigations, Investigations 2, and then Dual Destinies. Oh, I already said Apollo Justice, so that's 6 games where they had the health bar. The chance system's been in 2. Technically 3, or maybe even 4. And that would be the first Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice, the Great Ace Attorney, and the Great Ace Attorney 2. So you will be severely penalised if you're found you are bluffing. That's fine, Your Honour. This shows that it's possible that the sword Miss Wright used was not the cause of death. The sword stand. Wait, what? Wait, how does that show? It was possible that the sword Miss Wright used was not the cause of death. Yeah, but it contains the rubber sword. That's a bad sign, right? I'll go for it. But the fact it contains the rubber sword would say that she used the steel sword, right? What's this? A sword from the show? That's right, Your Honor. This rubber sword was in the sword stand under stage. During the trick, Miss Wright was supposed to swap the real sword for a rubber sword. Oh, wait. Oh, if it contains the real... Oh no, it contains the rubber sword. Shit. Never mind. She told us on record that she remembers very clearly what she did. Or that she did. Oh, it was switched afterwards. I see, so the sword the defendant thrust into the coffin was a rubber sword, was it? Well then, why was a steel sword found lying on the stage? It was swapped after the fact. Somebody must have put the steel sword there by swapping it with the rubber one. Just after the incident occurred, the dragon set piece fell and the theatre was evacuated. The real culprit must have used the resulting chaos to swap the rubber sword for the steel one. Do you not know when to give up, you stink bug? That is not possible. Blood was found in the coffin, or in the coffin hole that the sword was thrust into. It must have been left there when the accused withdrew the sword. This incontrovertible proof that the sword she used was the steel one. Hot damn. But that blood could be the result of someone tampering with the crime scene after the fact. After the set piece fell and the audience was cleared out of the theatre, there was plenty of time for somebody to plant that blood there. If the sword the accused used was a rubber one, then when exactly do you propose the victim was killed? Given that Mr. Rios was alive when he entered that coffin. Finding the answer to that question is precisely where we need to continue this trial. It's Roger. It's Roger. Without a doubt. Let me express my opinion. By all accounts, it is certainly reasonable to suspect the defendant based on the evidence. But as to the question of whether the sword the defendant used was rubber or steel, I believe further discussion is warranted. I suggest we hear from the defendant herself on the issue. Very well, Your Honor. Yes, I saved it. Somehow. Too close for comfort, but still. Crime photo! There are traces of blood in one of the coffin holes. It's possible the blood was placed there after the fact. Hot damn. Let's adjourn for a brief 15-minute recess. I advise the prosecution and the defense to use this time to prepare. Phew! Wow, okay. Jesus. Phew. That was hairy. Tell me about it. We barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. Can't say I'm crazy about that prosecutor said Marty either. You know, with the way he says let it go and move on as if it's nothing. Let it go and move on, huh? Oh boy, am I interrupting a secret conclave of villains or something? Roger. Knew it. Got your next evil scheme in the works already? What do you want? Keep making that face, champ, and everybody's gonna change the channel. Look this way, Trucy. Now smile for the camera. Let's see those pearly whites. Isn't that what the Grimmary Creed tells you to do? How does it feel, Trucy? Everybody online can't stop talking about you. They're calling you a real witch out there. Could this be the end of Troop Grimmary? Go away, you creep. Oh, what's this? Something just charged into frame. Looks like a yellow gorilla or something. Could it be Trucy's pet? Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to go get the bailiff? Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. Huh? What happened to the camera? It just disappeared, right before our very eyes. I'll be enjoying the rest of the Trucy show from the gallery. I put out a call for Trucy's fans to come and support her earlier, by the way. But I'll get some great footage out of them. This is gonna be good. Hang loose, baby. God, you're a dick. Oh, I really hope it's him, just so we can lambast him. He called in some of Trucy's fans, but for what purpose? To watch her be humiliated. Apollo? That thing Mr. Rittens just did, that was some high-level sleight of hand. Huh? Why would he know how to do something like that? I don't know, but he definitely has some serious magic skills. Oh! No way. But I thought he said magicians were all a bunch of good-for-nothings. Mr. Lawyer? Oh, hello, Bonnie. Can I help you with anything? That's just like slurring my words. Can I help you with anything? Well, there's something that's been bothering me. Really? What is it? Well, you see... Hey, dummy. What are you whispering to Lobster Boy about? Betty. Who the heck do you think you are? Are you crazy? You want a piece of this? Jesus Christ. You know you have to talk to me first before you do and say anything, you harebrain. But I... Shut your mouth, you dumb bunny. Come with me. Now. Jesus. It's like a comedy show. I wonder what was bothering her. There's no way we're finding that out with Betty constantly hovering over her like that. Court is about to reconvene. Will you be alright testifying? Yes, it's just... I wonder what Mr. Rettens is up his sleeve. I doubt he's bringing in actual fans. Yeah, probably not. I wonder what he has up his sleeve, too. You better not be trying to get under Trucy's skin right now, of all times. You're Trucy right, and you'll be fine. Oh. There goes Apollo with his best trick. That's right. Whenever I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine. Alright, I'll give it a try. I'm Trucy right, and I'm fine. Thanks, Polly. I think I can do this now. Atta girl. Good luck up there, on the stand. You'll do great. Thanks, I'll be fine. I can do this. Alright, Justice, you can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. God, that's the halfway point. Jesus. Whew. It's been 2 hours. But yeah, I'm getting through the trial. I do not care. Probably gonna be like 3 hours by the time I'm done with it. Whatever. Courtroom number 6. Wow. Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand. Trucy Wright, magician. Here comes a liar, the deceitful witch. Throw the murderer in jail, the last member of that criminal troupe. Boo! We don't want to see any you on any stage, I think that said. Part of the gallery will be quiet, or I will have you all thrown out on the spot. What's with all the hecklers? They're the fans, yep. I bet they're the fans Mr. Ritten's invited. What a grade A jerk. Well, he's not going to psych us out. Now then, Mr. Wright. Miss Wright. God, I'm so used to reading Mr. The court would like to know if you switched from the steel sword to a rubber one on stage. So please testify about this issue. She's gonna try and trick us again with that magic. Hurry up and convict her already. Give her the death penalty. Yeah. Was that a cat? Silence, all of you. I won't tell you again. Miss Wright, do you feel able to testify? Yes, I'm fine, Your Honor. Trucy, I knew I shouldn't have let her go through with this. I'd like to make a small request. How about, instead of testifying with words, it's a magic? I show you exactly what happened. Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. In spite of everything, she's still smiling. Our Trucy is amazing, isn't she? She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. She's faithfully following the Troop Grammary creed even now. She really is something else. It's showtime for magical girl Trucy Wraith. Watch carefully now, everybody. Oh wow, we actually do. What the fuck? God, this game certainly is creative with the different ways they do things. Stupendous sword switch. So ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on this sword. And it plays her theme? Perfect. Allow me to demonstrate... Oh, that it'll cut. Just how sharp this blade truly is. Damn. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto Swordo. There. I've switched it. And now, use that same apple. Up. I think it would have been better off using the apple, because the apple would have just bounced off of it. As you can see, the blade is not steel. Oh, okay, never mind. Not steel, but rubber. Again, you should have still used the apple, then that would have demonstrated that it's a different sword. But... Bravo, Miss Wright. That was pretty sweet. Wow, she switched them in a flash. I couldn't see her do it at all. She's completely turned the room around. The hecklers are being drowned out by all the cheering. Where did the steel sword vanish off to, Miss Wright? In order to deepen our understanding of the case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity, just so you know. I usually hide the steel sword backstage when I switch them during the show. So when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't even on stage, but behind the curtain? Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and a gimmick to it after all. And as for where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now, it's a secret. Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you now, would I? Ho ho ho! That's our Trucy. Yeah, still. Where did the sword go? Miss Wright? That part where you've spun around. That's an actual part of the sword switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just to help with my explanation here in court. That's funny. I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. And it looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there. But now that I found it, I have to get to the bottom of it. Now then, Mr. Justice, you may go ahead and question the witness. But try not to ask dumb questions and spoil this wondrous magic. I thought this was supposed to be my cross-examination. I mean, he says don't ask any stupid questions, but I'm gonna. Stupendous sword switch. Bobo. Bobo. Please be careful, Miss Wright. Don't worry, I've practiced this trick 1,000 times. That's right, Apollo. You have to give Trucy some credit. She knows what she's doing. I know. But still, it makes me nervous every time. Well, that's what magic is all about. A truly great magician can make her audience experience all kinds of thrills and chills. I guess you're right. I better try not to interrupt her too much while she's doing the trick. I don't want to distract her or break her concentration. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the exciting world of magic. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp the blade really is. Okay, it basically says don't press, so I won't. See that? No tricks or gimmicks, a very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto Swordo. There, I switched it. Okay, so he mentioned that's an actual trick she does in the show. So, can I watch the show? Oh, I can. with her escape trick. Yeah, that thing becomes crazy. Flies away. Whoa. Hmm. Oh, she did it the other way. Yeah, he went anti-clockwise, she went counterclockwise. They are the same thing, you dunce. She went clockwise, Mr. Hat went counterclockwise. Jeez. There we go. Okay. So that's what's different.
Objection!
There we go. She went the opposite way. That's right, there's something I'd like to confirm with you. What is it, Apollo? There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick with us just now, or for us just now, and the way it appears in the show footage. What? But that can't be. I performed it exactly the same way both times. Then what's going on here? Miss Wright, I have the show footage right here. The part where you twirl your cape around is missing from it. Oh, that's actually not the discrepancy. Oh, I thought the discrepancy was the fact that Mr. Hat did the twirl but did it the wrong way. Oh well, close enough. What? But I did it. So... it really is the exact moment you switch the swords. Yes, that's right. I knew it. Someone tampered with the footage. Well, I certainly never expected the defense to expose the accused's lie for me. Mr. Justice, does this mean that you are arguing that the defendant did not swap the swords during the actual magic show? No, Your Honor. That wasn't my intention. I mean... I did swap them. I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Objection!
Human memory is unreliable at best, but in this case, I am afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted. We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of this witness are fake. False. Same words. But... one thing I do not get about that is how the hell does his ponytail manage to get hit with such force that it blows, you know, to the back of his, well, to his back, when it's on his right shoulder? Surely it would just, like, swing across his face and over his left. Now that it's been proven that the accused did not swap swords, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce the coffin was wholly intentional. And by the way, was it not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Rios' death was not an accident but murder? I assume you have no objections to that still. It was, after all, your own assertion. The defense... Okay, Athena piped in. The defense has an objection. To you, Mr. Apollo Justice. I demand you withdraw your discrepancy, the discrepancy you pointed out, now. But there is a discrepancy, and it must mean something, I'm sure of it. I wonder if the footage was tampered with. Would not be surprising. Will the defense team kindly save their spat until after court is adjourned? Now, after all of this debate, it seems we've come back to the original argument. Or back around to the original argument. The defendant knew about the prank plan that would place the victim inside the coffin. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword switching trick on stage. Through her actions, I'm afraid I have come to see the true intentions of the accused. Her murderous intentions. Oh, pardon me. It's such a shame. But I did switch the swords. I swear. You're knee-deep in it now, Justice. Hold it. Oh, Bonnie. Excuse me. Let's see, you are... which one again? Benny? No. That's not right. Betty? It's Bonnie. You were mixing the two names together, Your Honor. Oh, pardon me. And do you have something you wish to say, Bonnie? Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to testify. About what? The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. But I don't believe Trixie killed Mr. Rios. Oh, yay! She's on our side. Very nice. Bonnie? Oh, now okay. Hey, what's the big idea? Such an incredibly gifted and talented magician. Would never commit murder. I refuse to believe it. What are you talking about, you hair-brained hair? Hair-brained hair? You keep your trap shut. I got a bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on those and pipe down. No. I won't be quiet. What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me? Trucy said something to me once. Huh? She said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, you can't give in or give up. That's what being a professional magician is all about. Isn't that right, Trucy? That's right, Bonnie. I've always been afraid to stand up to Betty, afraid to defy her, so I did what she said. God, I wonder if I was right from the beginning. That Betty does not like Trucy, but Bonnie does. But when I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength. Oh, because she was being, yeah, lambasted. Poor thing. I'd like to make a small request. How about instead of testifying with words, you perform it? I'll show you exactly what happened. Would that be alright, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourself. I get the feeling that her trick was omitted from the version we got. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything, she's just incredible. So I'm not going to run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm going to be brave. Hey! What have you done to my sister, Trucy Wright? You've practically brainwashed her. It's the power of Trucy's conviction. That's what it is. It's touched Bonnie's heart. Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the topic of your testimony related to that thing that was bothering you? The thing you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Yes, ever since I saw the footage. Something's been nagging at me. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage. What do you mean by that, Bonnie? I wonder if what was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage. I knew it. They had omitted it.
Objection.
To make it look as bad as possible. Of course it is. The show has only been performed once, after all. It can't show anything other than what happened on that stage yesterday.
Objection.
But Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We have to examine the show footage. But what can we check it against? Do you have some other footage of the show? Well, I have some show footage. You do? One of the TV station's cameramen said he was a fan of mine. He kept his camera on me throughout the entire show. And then afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present. He did. To tell you the truth, I thought it was kinda creepy, so I was going to get rid of it.
Hold it.
Please submit that footage to the court. Oh. Oh, it's not actually submitted as evidence. Now then, let's take a look at this new footage. Wait, so he's a fan of hers, which means what? Oh, the camera's on her all the time. Wait a minute. Oh, he's from... Okay, he's, like, backstage... Oh, God. Yeah, I can understand why it's a little creepy. Jesus Christ. I mean, we can't see it because of the coffin. Whoa! Magic cards? Oh dear, she ran into him. Okay, there was cards. Wow. Okay, then. Yeah, that was a bit creepy. He focused... yeah, he did. Especially her legs. He really did keep his camera on Bonnie the whole time, didn't he? I think this cameraman needs to keep his personal feelings out of his work. Yeah. Well, Defense, do you still believe this new show footage is worth inspecting? Of course I do. Okay. So, how are we going to go about this? Let's try comparing the two. We just might find an inconsistency between them. An inconsistency, huh? Yes, the two pieces of footage are of the same scene, so they should match up. But Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage. So if we can pick out what's different between the two, we'll know what Bonnie found strange. Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original doesn't show the sword switching trick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage. Very well, I will allow it. What a waste of time. Apollo, do you know how to compare the two pieces of footage? No, I've never done it before. I'll give you a little lesson then. Tutorial City! Use the on-screen buttons to operate the video playback. When you want to speed through, tap the fast forward button. If you want to go back, tap the rewind button. If you want to halt the playback, just tap the pause button. Oh, and by the way, if you fast forward or rewind when the playback is paused, you can do a slow frame-by-frame playback. Okay, so how do I switch between the two videos? Just tap the switch camera icon in the top left. Now if you find a difference between the two pieces of footage, put the cursor over what's different and present it to the court. Next, Xena, you really know your stuff. Not really, I just gave it some gusto, and then went with my gut on the most of it. What? I sure hope she guessed right. Anyway, let's give it a try. Easy! So basically we just need to go where to... God, I can't talk. Where was it? Okay, that doesn't actually go all the way. Okay, so this is where she runs. Just go frame by frame. We'll see the cards. Whoa, okay. They disappear in like a second. There we go. I'll just put it over the, I can't tell what that is. Looks like the spades, but it also could be diamonds. It's hard to tell.
Take that!
This is it right here. Take a good look at this scene and compare it to the video shot from the front. Oh, the playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the front. Hey, you're right. What's going on here? Miss Wright, what can you tell us about these playing cards? Oh, those? They're the cards I throw when I do the sword switching trick. What? Mr. Justice, does this mean... Yes, it means the sword switching trick was cut from the TV show footage, as I thought. So the footage was edited. Would appear so. What a douche. Yes, with malicious intent. Yeah, from the guy that does not like anybody from Troop Grammary. That is absurd. Well, we must get to the bottom of this right away. Bailiff, the TV station might still have the unedited footage. Go and see what you can find out. Yes, Your Honor. Is Roger gonna take the stand? Oh, he is. Oh, God. Oh, those low-quality shoes. Oh, Jesus. God. Can't wait to tear this dickhead down. It's you! Now hold up, Your Honor. This is all just a big misunderstanding, believe you me. Give a guy a chance to defend himself before you start pointing fingers. And who might you be? Right. Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself there. Here's my business card. Charmed to make your acquaintance, Your Honor. Oh, well, how very polite of you. It's lovely to meet you too, Prosecutor Sadmardi. Please take my card. Oh boy. A business card? Ah yes. I read about this custom among businessmen in this country. I have even familiarized myself with the various replies. How do you do, good sir? Or... Oh, I can't. I definitely was not expecting that second one. Watch crack-a-lackin', homie. Oh, it's so stupid. For example. Oh, you're from Take-Two TV, are you, witness? Oh gosh, so car. Oh. Okay, we're fine. Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before. Yes, Roger Rettins, otherwise known as the Ratings Roger. He is a TV producer and appears on many of his own shows as of late. He is best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby." Oh my, so you're the Ratings Roger? Hang loose, Judgy baby. Nice courtroom you got here. Never thought I'd get to meet you in person. Prosecutor Sadmardi, how do you know so much about him? In preparation for the case, I watched all of his shows. I found the Ratings Roger Goes to Burger Barn of particular interest. It inspired me to visit that restaurant straight away to learn more about the local cuisine. What? You went to the Burger Barn? Who would have thought? You must have really wanted to try it, huh, buddy? Because that line, whew. Compared to my ascetic training, an hour's wait is nothing. I recommended... What is this? I recommend the Southwestern Burger with jalapeno jack cheese, by the way. Jalapeno jack cheese. I've had a really hard time picturing him in line for burgers. Prosecutor Sadmardi's unexpected enthusiasm for food aside. Mr. Rettins, what is this misunderstanding you mentioned? Well, for starters, it's true that the footage was edited. You'll get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well show you the unedited footage. It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you the part with the playing cards. You can see the cards when Tracy spins around, so keep your eyes peeled. Okay. She doesn't spin. Oh, unless she does it now. Ah! Why was it edited? Did you see the part that was cut where Tracy switched the swords? She spins around and the playing cards go flying. Everything's like it's supposed to be. Then it seems the defendant really did swap swords during the trick. Which means the sword Miss Wright thrust into the coffin was the rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Rios. Yeah, see, that's the first misunderstanding right there. What do you mean? Well, Tracy definitely did swap swords, as you saw. But she swapped from the rubber to the steel. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Rios when she stabbed the coffin. But that just means he was killed after he showed up pretending to be a corpse. So you're saying that up until that point, everything was going according to the script. If that's true, then when and how exactly do you think he was killed? It was after the dragon set piece came crashing down. I say Tracy murdered Mr. Rios when when she was hidden from view behind the set piece. What the fuck would be her reason? She could have easily done it behind that huge dragon and nobody would have been the wiser. Or nobody would be the wiser. I see. Indeed, there is a ring of truth to your assertion. You bet. Plus, there's a suspicious looking shadow in the footage too. It's towards the end of the footage, just before the dragon hits the stage. Maybe easier to just see it for yourselves. Yeah, you're on about the, you're about Mr. Hat. Oh, wait. Wait. Maybe not. Which shadow? Oh, yeah. It's only for a split second, so it's hard to catch, but look here. Freeze frame. I would still guess that's Mr. Hat or something. The suspicious shadow must be Tracy. She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim. Now that you mention it, I suppose it does look that way.
Objection!
This witness is just trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honour. And that's not all. Aren't we forgetting that the witness willfully edited the sod switch out of the footage? You see, there's your second misunderstanding right there. Your Honour, would you mind if I testified about it? I've seen people testify on TV, and I've always wanted to give it a shot. So please, can I? That'll be fine with me, Prosecutor said Marty. This is quite unexpected. It threatens to disrupt the karmic course of this case. Hey, lighten up, pretty boy. You're gonna like what I've got to say, promise. Very well. However, if you do anything to impede the last rites for the victim, I will have you removed. I've got the fucking hiccups. Ugh. Alright, with Prosecutor Sadmarty's permission, please give us your testimony, Mr. Rittens. Roger Rittens, Ritten Roger. Now, counter of the courtroom. I'm taking over the floor, so listen up, loyal viewers. Okay. It wasn't deliberate, I tell you. It just happened. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together, and long or boring scenes are cut out. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence that that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional. Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing that footage? You see, so you're saying it was a coincidence that the sod swapping scene was cut. That's right. Glad you got the picture.
Objection!
Coincidence? That's just a little too convenient if you ask me. Ooh, an objection. How cool. It sure packs a lot more punch when you hear it live. Do that again. I want to get another shot from a different angle. My objection is not for your entertainment. And cut. There, I got some good stuff there. Mr. Rittens, filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Whoops, my bad, Judge. And if the defense has an issue, it can point it out during the cross-examination. So, cross-examination time? Hey! Yeah! Good stuff. So, one deliberate, I tell you. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. I tells you. Really? I've never heard anybody say that. It's common knowledge in the TV world. You got any idea what a snooze cruise it'd be to watch a magic show without editing? A magic show like that one, anyway. That was ice cold. Anyway, editing is what makes TV worth watching. Scenes are spliced together, and long or boring scenes are cut out. Boom boom. Are you saying you thought you were boring? Or there were boring scenes in Miss Wright's magic show? Oh yeah, there were tons. You gotta ask, that script and presentation deserve a place on the cutting room floor. Broadcasting that mess as is would have been a complete disaster. That's why I had to edit the footage. It's just what a TV man does. What didn't you like about the show exactly? The whole thing. It was a major snooze fest. Maybe common folk like you don't get it. But the show's only as good as how loud, flashy and trashy it is. It was plenty loud and flashy on its own. All you did was add the trash. Ho-ho! Burn. I suppose each industry has its own way of doing things. Just as we in the legal profession focus exclusively on evidence and testimony. Exactly. Whether it's showbiz or the legal biz, we do what we gotta to get the job done. Anyway, editing footage is just a matter of course in the TV industry. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. Yeah, I somehow don't believe that. It wasn't done maliciously, huh? But I get the distinct impression that you bear feelings of ill will towards Troop Gumeri. Huh? What makes you think that? The things that you yourself have said. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Gumeri magicians are all a bunch of lowlives. I also get the impression that you felt this way for a long time. Oh, that was Sadmarty. Words such as those can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, though I bear the defense no ill will, I would not hesitate to say that he is a good-for-nothing lout of a lawyer. You bear me no ill will. Could have fooled me. And yet it is the truth. I am only strict on you, as it seems you have strayed from the path. If you have no objections, Mr. Justice, please make your case with evidence in the future. Mr. Rettins, please continue your testimony. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional. You mean like it was just a coincidence that, the thing? Like her signature was forged? Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me. Oh, so now you're gonna tell me how I'm supposed to edit my programs, Big Shot? It's hard being the boss, kid. You gotta make the tough choices, like which content gets cut. Something that major. Now let me ask you this, why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case? You wouldn't understand, champ. It's all about artistic vision. I tell you, people tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it. I may not know TV, but I know evidence law, and boy do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional, but I can show this. However, I know that you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it. The fake clipboard. The fake clipboard! Clipboard. The clipboard used by True C to sign a contract was also in... There we go. His dishonest dealings.
Take that!
Huh? What's that you got there? This is the contract you had Miss Wright sign just before the magic show. Although I will admit, the fact the music didn't cut out, I was like, oh shit, I made a mistake. This contract between the first party, Take-Two TV, and the second party, Miss Wright, reads: if, through the fault of the second party, the show must be cancelled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party. $3 million? That's a completely unreasonable sum. I couldn't agree more. And of course, Miss Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Roger Rettins had her sign this unreasonable contract anyway. Or more accurately, he conned her into signing it. Conned her? How did he do that? Carbon paper. There's a trick to this clipboard that was used by Miss Wright to sign her contract. It houses carbon paper that can secretly copy her signature onto other documents. Oh, come on now. That's quite a nasty accusation you're slinging my way. For starters, you don't have any proof I had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. Just because Trucy and her agency can't pay up doesn't mean that I conned her. But $3 million? That's totally out of reach for the average person. In any case, this is important new information. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Rettins. Where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you? Oh, wait. The note. Oh shit. God, I keep forgetting. I have to click present to present it. I just thought if I clicked it, it'd present it.
Objection!
There we go, the music cut out. Good shit. You must be quite the con man if you can fool a magician with a simple trick. But if you think you can con a lawyer, you're very much mistaken. Hey kid, would it kill you to enunciate in front of the camera? Think of the viewers. You know, like a newscaster. I'd like you to take a look at Miss Wright's signature here on this note. Now let's compare that signature to the one here on the contract. It's the exact same. And nobody's signature is exactly the same. Yeah, every time. They might be similar, but never the exact same. I'm a unique case where my signature is different every time. Well, would you look at that? They're exactly the same. That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy. Yes, keep going. These signatures are proof positive that you conned Miss Wright. And they definitely prove your malicious intent. Say, not bad, lawyer guy. Didn't know you had it in you. This is really getting interesting now. I'll get great ratings for sure. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Rittens. The fact is that you bear ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions, isn't that right? What a forced argument, defense. All you have really proven is not his ill will towards Miss Wright, but his... Is it pecuniary? Pecuniary? One of those words. Greed. That's right. I just wanted money, baby. Fat stacks of cheddar, that's all. After all, I'd never even crossed paths with Trucy before this magic show. So I'd have absolutely no reason to bear her any ill will, right? He didn't bear her any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Grimmerian magicians are all a bunch of lowlives. I can't prove it with anything, but the things he said all point to that fact. There must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I like to argue that Roger Rittens and Trucy Wright might have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them. Hidden? Connection? What is it now? Just what are you getting at, Mr. Justice? It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it's just another one of the defense's feckless claims. You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, but once you hear my argument, you'll wish you had taken me a whole lot... Or you'd taken me a whole lot more seriously. Will I really? Very well then. Do proceed. Did you figure something out, Apollo? Nope, not a thing. What? Oh, just some good old-fashioned bluffing, courtesy of Mr. Wright's fine training. I hope you know what you're doing. If you're going to make such a bold claim, Mr. Justice, I hope you're ready to elaborate. What is this hidden connection between the defendant and Roger Rittens? They're dating. Yeah, sure. He's a magician too. He did some major sleight of hand, so... The sleight of hand trick Mr. Rittens did during the recess earlier. Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get the bailiff? Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. What if Mr. Rittens is a magician too? What if? I believe it's up to the defense to fill in the blanks, not me. Well, if he is, he may have had some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the line, along the way. Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But by all means, please do continue. As a passage in the sacred scriptures of Karanism states, he who gives a sermon to a monkey is himself a monkey. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say to a dimwit, he isn't going to get it either way. Or anyway. But we saw Mr. Rittens perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye. Well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician. You must have been seeing things. Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor? If a connection as tenuous as that is all it takes, then every magician in the country could potentially bear ill will toward the accused. I guess you're right. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, short stuff? You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount... Pony? Or Pony? Pony! 3 days under a frigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey. A numbskull for a numbskull. Well, this numbskull has thick skin, so there. I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, is it? But it's maybe not against Trucy. It's against, the troupe. Hold on, I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Troupe Grimmeri. Oh? This is a shot in the dark. No way! Wait. Is something wrong, Mr. Justice? Maybe. Your Honor, The defense wishes to submit evidence at this time. I see. And what sort of evidence do you have for us? Evidence that points to the real killer. The one who had a motive to commit the crime. What? Oh. What have you come up with this time, defense? Trucy Wright is the sole heir to Troop Rumeri in its name. This puts her square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to that one person with a grudge against Miss Wright. I keep wanting to say Mr. He was the original Mr. Rias. I'm going a guess?
Take that!
Yeah. And who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice? 13 years ago, the great Mr. Rias belonged to Troop Rumeri. But then the troop ousted him, and Mr. Rias vowed to get revenge on them someday. And what better way to accomplish that than through the ruination of their sole heir? But Mr. Rias is the victim, Mr. Justice. Maybe that's his motive for killing Mr. Rias, is the fact that he took his place. Like, that should have been me. Purely conjecture. You've named a dead man as your suspect. But is he really dead? What do you mean, is he really dead? If the fact that Mr. Rias is the victim is what's throwing you off... Oh, wait. Then how about we consider this possibility? Wait, so there's no dead man? He is Mr. Rias? Oh, okay. What if the man who died on that stage yesterday wasn't Mr. Rias? God, it's now just getting confusing. What? You mean the victim was an imposter? Not Mr. Rias. Then what about the real Mr. Rias? It would mean the real Mr. Rias is still alive. That's absurd. Huh. Mr. Justice, who is the real Mr. Rias, if not the victim of this case? It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick. The trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Rumeri and wanted to sully its name... Oh! The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mr. Rias in his stead. I never even realised there's no scar. The real Mr. Rias is... Roger Rettens.
Take that!
But that's... Yes. Yes, it is. Roger Rettens is the real Mr. Rias. What? Him? It'll be pretty easy to prove, too.
Objection!
Just show us your right arm. Oh god. Oh hollow red pepper. Your impotent seeds sprout naught but meaningless empty words. You can't possibly have proof to support such an outlandish theory. It's not a bad idea for a soap opera. But not even die-hard fans of the genre would stick around past the pilot. You want proof? Well, I've got proof. I can prove it by... proving that the Mr. Rias in yesterday's magic show was a fake. And to do that... I just need you to look at this spot on this poster. Woo!
Take that!
Yeah, check out his right arm. This is the injury Mr. Rias sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago. However... it's mysteriously gone. The video the victim shot of himself shows no trace of that injury. Oh my, you're absolutely right. Now, Mr. Rettens, what do you suppose we'd find if we took a look at your right forearm? Is there by any chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under that sleeve of yours? Well, Mr. Rettins, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Are you hiding something else up there? Come on now, I have nothing up my sleeve. I don't need to hide anything up there because I require no tricks or gimmicks. But you see, my magic is the real deal. There he is. Is this what you were hoping to see? Oh, there it is, the scar. So he is mysterious, just as I thought. That's right, I am the Forgotten Magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. Oh, damn. The Great Mysterious. Holy shit. This is totally absurd. I do quite enjoy the tricks he's doing, though. How ironic, wouldn't you say? That this odious mark carved into me by Troop Grimeri would bring me back into the limelight once more. Strange are the karmic threads before me. If the witness is the real Mysterious, then who is the victim who perished in the magic show? He was but a fan. I met him on one of my programs several years ago. He said he had become a magician out of admiration of the great Mysterious. In confidence, I told him my true identity, and let him take on my mantle. And when did this man take over for you? About 2 years ago. I taught him my tricks and even acted as his producer. And so a mere amateur became a popular magician overnight. Courtesy of my magic, on the stage we call television. Hope you enjoyed the show. Oh man. You really had us all fooled. Mr. Rettins, or should I say, Mysterious. If your hatred of Troop Grimeri... In your hatred of Troop Grimeri, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery. And then set up Miss Right to take the fall, didn't you? You did it all just to tarnish the Grimeri name. I have no idea what you're talking about, lad. I set up the prank, that much is true, but it was simply a harmless joke on Trucy, I assure you. Yet she learned of the plan and made use of it to commit murder. That is how strongly the criminal element runs in the blood of the Grimeri. But if it was a secret prank plan that very few people knew about, couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead? Oh dear. Yikes. His head. Huh. Just kidding. What the heck was that? Heed my words, loyal lad. For I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you that my magic is real. It employs neither tricks nor gimmicks. Enough with the ambiguity. Why don't you make your point already? My alibi is as pristine as ever. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Sadmardi? Yes, I suppose that is correct. The witness does have a solid alibi. Of what? Recall defense that at the time of the magic show, Mr. Rettins was at Take-Two TV. A fact that many people can easily attest to. That's right, I forgot all about that. Ho ho ho! So what do you think, Your Honour? Would you like me to testify on the matter? Please do. Yes, I think you better. Please tell the court more about your alibi. God, his tricks are cool. Very well then, on with the show. Jesus. Are you watching, Magnify Grimeri? The time has finally come for my magic to snuff out your precious pedigree. The Grimeri line will be no more. Jeez, he definitely harbors some ill will toward them. My perfect alibi. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for the magic show. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim. And there it is, a simple and perfect alibi. Tricks, no gimmicks. Just the truth. Oh, no worries, cool doggy. Cool doggy. I appreciate you stopping by yet, regardless. Have a good day. Do you understand now, perhaps? I did not grace the theatre with my presence until after the incident. So how could I have committed the murder? His staff did say he was there at the station. So it sure does sound like a rock-solid alibi. I appreciate the lemon. But that can't be right. If Mr. Rittens is the killer, he'd had to have been at the theatre. There's got to be a hole somewhere in his story. I assure you there are no holes on Mr. Rios' stage. God, he likes burning cards. No tricks, no gimmicks. True magic doesn't need trapdoors to escape through. Do enjoy my show to the fullest. And my real alibi. Huh. It's gonna be one of those where there's literally no hole. Like, no inconsistency, no contradiction. Time to press everything. TV station at the time of the performance. But did you come to the theatre eventually? Oh, you did come to the theatre eventually, isn't that right? Indeed. Anxious to see how the show was progressing, I made my way to the theatre. Let's see. My journey took about 10 minutes by car. Could he actually have been at the theatre during those 10 minutes, killing the victim? Allow me a stab at reading your mind. Could I have been at the theatre during those 10 minutes, killing the victim? How in the... But no, I took a taxi. The driver can attest to that. Feel free to call the taxi company if my word does not satisfy you. The driver's a big fan of the Rittens Raja. I even gave him my card. Ah. He gave the driver his card. That was very clever of him. You might as well give it up, lad. Questioning real magic is a fool's errand. Besides, you know very well what I was doing at the time of the incident. Was he working on another TV program? Spare no time for the magic show. Really on his false statements at the very least. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. What was this other TV show you were working on? My own special project, you see. Oh, pardon me. One moment. Perhaps this is more appropriate. It's a Rittens Raja special production, yeah? Hang loose, baby. It's called Desperation Regeneration. He switched personas just to say that. Impressive. What's the show about? Desperation and, regeneration, maybe. Washed-up has-been singers and comedians get together and play musical jazz. The winner of the game is given a second chance at their career. A priceless prize for chumps who washed up too early in life. Sounds great, right? Might I suggest you appear on that show, Mr. Justice? As the ex-lawyer who used to make ridiculous bluffs in court and faded sadly into obscurity. I'll let the Rittens Raja produce my TV debut? Not in this lifetime. Yeah, great reactions. Who knows? TV might be your true calling. Hey, whose side are you on? In any case, I was overseeing production of this program during the Penrose performance. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim. Okay. How do we know those staff members aren't in cahoots with you? I make it my business to perform solo. My magic has neither need nor want of assistance. After all, one of them could reveal the secrets behind my magic, could they not? So he doesn't trust anybody, huh? He's a complete opposite of Trucy. There were many people there in the studio, audience who saw the witness as well. Even if he had been able to persuade his own staff to cover for him, he could not have convinced so many complete strangers to do the same. He really has made a rock-solid alibi for himself. Yeah, it's almost too good, you know? It's eerie how perfect it is. Has all been revealed to you now? Ah dear. And there it is. A simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth. Bum bum, bum bum. I've got it. Do you have a brother? A brother that looks exactly like you, perhaps? Again with the twins business? You think the audience will let you get away with using the same gimmick twice in a row? If you do not believe in defense, why not investigate for yourself? Though I am sure your efforts will prove to be thoroughly fruitless. Yeah, I guess the twin theory is a little far-fetched. Oh, there we go. All we had to do was press everything, which means there's literally no hole. His alibi really is airtight. Shit. I believe we've heard enough. While I believe the witness does indeed harbour some ill will against the defendant, there is no reason to doubt that he was at the TV station at the time of the incident. Yes, the facts prove it was impossible for the witness to have been involved with this crime. These last rites for the victim have dragged on long enough. The soul of the victim himself is so bored that it is resting on top of your Honor's head. It is? The time has come. Let us punish the sinner and guide the victim's soul to the Twilight Realm. Apollo, Trucy will be thrown in prison, and we'll be out of a job. But if you catch tasty fishies, will you sell me some at a good price? I told you, I have absolutely zero intention of going off on a tuna boat. Think, Justice, you have to figure this out. It's no use. I can't find a single flaw, so what now? Behold my never-ending magic show. Come for the awe-inspiring showmanship of the great Mr. Rias. And stay for my grand illusion until the end of time. Wait, what is he saying? That we're still trapped inside some sort of illusion of his? That's what professional magicians do. They make their audiences see something that isn't really there. In other words, you make us see illusions, right? We call it misdirection. While we keep you busy believing one thing, we're busy making we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what we say isn't there actually is. Could it be? You know what, Mr. Rettens? I guess we have all been spectators to the elaborate illusion you've prepared for us. An illusion that has subtly turned our attention towards something you wanted us to see. What are you going on about, lad? Have you got something, Apollo? I just remembered something Trucy said about misdirection. What a magician says is there really isn't, and what they say isn't there actually is. If you've all been taken for a ride by Mr. Retten's magic, then maybe he's made us see something that wasn't really there. It's time to rethink all of my assumptions about this case. Wait, what have we been made to believe was there when it actually wasn't? What have we taken to be the absolute facts of this case? If I reevaluate the validity of all of these things, then just maybe... What are we doing? Oh. Athena? There's something uncanny about this case. Okay, what is it? Retten's alibi. It's too perfect. It's true. It's like it's impossible to break no matter how hard we try. Or maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to think. I'm not following. We're not making any headway here, because we've been so focused on breaking his alibi. Oh, I think I get it. You're saying he's using misdirection on us, right? It's definitely a possibility. Will the defense care to share with everyone what it's discussing over there? Your Honor, we believe that if we were to reconsider a certain assumption, we may finally arrive at the truth. In fact, I think we'll even finally see who's hiding behind the curtain, so to speak. What is this certain assumption you're thinking of? This is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this whole time. That the culprit was on scene. What if the culprit was somewhere other than the theatre at the time of the crime? What if there was some way to commit the murder without actually being there? If that were the case, then Mr. Retten's perfect alibi would become irrelevant.
Objection.
Yeah, of course you can butt in. How could one person stab another to death with a sword without physically being there? Furthermore, we all saw what appears to be the culprit's shadow in the footage.
Objection.
But couldn't we just as easily assume that the shadow does not belong to the culprit? Well, if it's not the culprit's, then whose is it? I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. We've all seen something that looks like the shadowy shape before, Your Honor, during the magic show itself. In that case, please point it out in the show footage for us. This is the thing that looks suspiciously similar to the shadowy figure of the culprit. Frame by frame, please. Actually, wait. Frame by frame. There it is. And to be fair, it looks the exact same. Oh, that's not what I pointed at, but sure. Doesn't this shadow resemble the suspicious, shadowy figure? Now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? Mr. Rios, could you identify this shadow for the court? Miss Wright. God, fuck me. Bleh. Let's see, I believe that's Mr. Hat's shadow. It's from when he's being pulled up from the stage to the catwalk overhead by wire. Then could this mean that the shadow that's shown later in the footage could be Mr. Hat too? No, that's not possible. After Mr. Hat was pulled up to the catwalk, he stayed up there. In other words, the second shadow is from some other figure being pulled up. Some other figure. I'm afraid you'll need to be more specific than that, Mr. Justice. He's right. We've come this far. I'll just have to figure it out from the clues I have on hand. What is the second shadow shown in the footage? Wait, is it his body? Because he does have that thing attached to the back of him. I wonder. If we consider what was happening on the stage at the time, there is only one answer. The shadow belonged to the fake Mr. Rios. In other words, Mr. Man of Mystery. The victim? Please take a look at the prank plan's script. Mr. Mystery was to pretend to be dead, and then fly up into the air after that. Isn't that right, Mr. Rettens? Indeed. What of it? I contend that that's exactly what happened. There we go. Stunt harness, that's what they're called. Clip. Close enough. The victim was wearing a stunt harness around his waist. It was most likely attached to a stunt wire so that he could be pulled up into the air. So you're suggesting that, after pretending to be dead in the coffin, the victim flew up into the air just as the prank script says? Exactly. We just couldn't see him go flying up because the dragon was blocking our view. And that last trick, ladies and gentlemen, is the true piece de resistance of the culprit's murderous magic show. Oh, he's sweating. Don't tell me. You've got it all figured out? Yeah, I think so. If we can just look beyond Mr. Retten's last bit of misdirection, we should finally be able to see the real truth. The victim must have been pulled up to the catwalk just like Mr. Hat, and hit the cushion up there with considerable force. I just have to figure out what else happened up there at that time. You ready to elaborate, Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor, I'm ready. In that case, please answer me this. Why did the culprit make the victim fly up into the air like that? To murder him. Just why did the culprit have the victim fly up after he appeared in the coffin? And how did the victim actually die, when he was only pretending to be dead in the coffin? If we can figure out how these two questions relate, the answers should become clear. Could it be? Mr. Mystery must have thought he was still just part of a prank when he appeared on stage. He probably didn't suspect a thing as he was being pulled into the air. After Miss Wright was called backstage, and just as the set piece fell. Oh. But the culprit had already planted the real murder weapon in a cushion in the catwalk. It was probably a knife or blade of some sort. What? You mean... It really was a magical murder. Just as the prank script said, Mr. Mystery was whisked up into the air. Oh. And straight into the blade there in the catwalk, and then lowered. Yeah, lowered back onto the coffin. In other words, this murder was committed remotely through the use of a magic trick. What? Remotely? Using this method, it wouldn't matter where Mr. Rettens was at the time of death. Oh, he's sweating even more. But how exactly does it work, Mr. Justice? Whoa, whoa. Just before the murder occurred, the dragon set piece was up in the catwalk. It and Mr. Man of Mystery were connected to each other by a wire at the time. By carrying out the prank plan, Betty made the dragon set piece fall, which caused Mr. Mystery to rocket straight up and into the blade in the cushion. The cushion was high up enough to be hidden from the audience's view. That's why nobody saw the blade. Oh, then that big gash in Mr. Hat's cape. The blade must have been set up overhead sometime before the magic show. Mr. Hat must have been slashed by it too, when he was pulled up to the cushion. I can't believe it. I had no idea. I was told that Trucy would freak out if I made the set piece fall. That's the only reason I did it. You were used, Betty. Roger Rettens used you. I thought he was my little puppet, to boss around, but it was the other way around. After the incident occurred, Mr. Rettens arrived at the theatre. He got the murder weapon and swapped the rubber sword and the bloodied steel one. That's also when he lowered the victim's body down to the stage. But how did he have time to do all that? When the set piece fell, the audience was evacuated from the building. He was able to do all those things after the fact because there was no one around to see. A horrific murder camouflaged by a spectacular magic show. That sounds like the kind of murder only a magician could pull off. As long as the show proceeded as it was scripted, Mr. Mystery was doomed to die. That's why it was you, Mr. Rettens. You killed the victim, all the way from the TV station. This prank plan, or should I say murder plan, proves your murderous intent. Ooh! Grimary! Of course, he's still calm and collected. Kenton? Soroka! I can do that too! Barely. Enough. You dim-witted, ignorant, imbecilic, putrid red pepper. You can't possibly have a counter-argument to make. Talk about not knowing when to let it go and move on. Do you have a rebuttal or something, Prosecutor said Marty? No blade of any kind was found in the catwalk. Which means, you have no evidence to support your theory. But Mr. Rettens retrieved it after the fact. Which still leaves you with no... Which still leaves you with no way to prove your wildly fantastic remote murder theory. But... without proof, does it not make more sense to believe that the murder was committed there on the stage? And that's where the bloodstained sword was found after all. That is a very good point. As the only person who could have committed the crime there on the stage, Trucy Wright remains the prime suspect. Jesus. It would appear that what you call truth is little more than a cheap parlor trick. In the end, you have done nothing to prove the accused's innocence. It's time at last to let it go and move on. Oh, he started. Are you seeing this, Magnified Grammary? My magic is exacting punishment on your granddaughter. The Grammary name is done for. Apollo, we need to hit them with a decisive piece of evidence here. I know. That's just what I was thinking. Mr. Justice, do you or don't you have anything to prove that the witness committed this remote murder you proposed? Of course I do, Your Honor. This entire incident was carried out exactly according to the script. Right, so theoretically, there should be no evidence for us to find or use. Which means our best bet is to see if something unscripted happened. There's gotta be something Rettens couldn't have foreseen. Once I find it, that's how I'll expose his murderous trick. Get ready, Mr. Rettens, because I'm about to reveal the secret to your magic. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, just some good old-fashioned logic. Oh, we're doing this! Oh yeah, I love this. As long as the magic show went as scripted, the murder would happen without fail. Everything in this case was carefully planned so that no evidence would be left behind. Still, one thing happened that definitely wasn't in the plan. What part of the magic show wasn't a part of the original script? Man of Mystery's death, the set piece falling, Bonnie's mistake. Bonnie made a mistake. This looks a lot cooler than it did in Dual Destinies. Bonnie made a mistake during Trucy's escape trick. What mistake did Bonnie make during the magic trick? Her life choices. No, Mr. Hat's positioning. Mr. Hat was placed in the wrong spot. Because Bonnie placed Mr. Hat to the right of the coffin instead of to the left, Trucy had to reappear on the side of the coffin opposite to the one in the show script. But the culprit didn't know that when he first arrived at the theatre, which means he was bound to make a slip-up when he tampered with the crime scene. Which part of the culprit's cover-up attempt was affected by Trucy's new position? Oh! Blood in the coffin hole. Yeah. He would have, if it was supposed to be on the left-hand side, then it would be in the left-hand side. The blood was on the wrong side of the coffin too. Thinking Trucy had appeared on the left, the culprit must have put the blood in the left hole. But the blood was eventually discovered in the right hole during the police investigation. If the killer had originally put the blood on the left side, that means he must have tampered with the scene again afterwards to make it line up with the facts. To make the crime scene consistent with the facts, the culprit must have wiped off the fingerprints. Changed... yeah, I would say it swapped the coffin sides. The culprit swapped the coffin sides. Hoo-hoo! That's right, the left and right panels of the coffin are interchangeable. The culprit must have switched the two panels to make the bloodstain fit the facts. But the switch might have also given rise to something unnatural. Oh, I remember now. There was something unnatural about the coffin. It's just the evidence I need. Sorry, Mr. Rettens, but I have some very conclusive proof of your guilt. Another bluff, is it? There's no way you have anything of the kind.
Objection!
Oh shit, I didn't even get to read what you said because I was itching my eye. My magic is real, no trick- oh. No, there are tricks and gimmicks to it, just like any other illusion. What? After the murder... oh fuck. Keep pressing the wrong stuff. You switched the left and right panels of the coffin, didn't you? And because you did, you left behind something very unnatural for us to find. This proves that Roger Rettens tampered... wait. Tampered with the crime scene after the murder took place. I mean, it would be fingerprints. But were they white?
Take that!
The fingerprinting results? What about the fingerprint? Our fingerprints is unnatural. Let's take a look at the prints the victim left inside the coffin, shall we? Oh! Right, yeah, now I understand what was unnatural. If the victim was facing forward in the coffin, his prints should have looked like this. However, what we found was... yeah, he switched each side. What we found was that they were facing the opposite direction. It's quite natural for the prints to be facing this way, wouldn't you agree? It is strange, isn't it? But how did they get this way? It's because the sides were changed. They got this way because the culprit thought the magic show had gone according to script. The culprit thought Mr. Hat would be on the left side of the coffin. And that Miss Wright would also pop up to the left of the coffin, as per the show's script. He then assumed she had thrust her sword into the hole on the left side of the coffin. That's why he put blood in the left hole when he was trying to cover up his crime. But sometime after leaving the bloodstain, the culprit must have realised his mistake. He found out that due to Bonnie's mistake, Mr. Hat was on the right of the coffin. Or to the right of the coffin. And that despite the script, Miss Wright had thrust the sword into the hole on the right. In short, the hole with the blood on it, or in it, was on the side opposite to the one Truthy used. To make the blood's location fit the facts, he had to tamper with the evidence yet again. So he tried to cover his tracks by switching the coffin's left and right panels. Oh, and that's how the fingerprints in the coffin ended up backwards. Because the culprit switched the two side panels around, the prints ended up facing the opposite direction. But instead of going to all that trouble with the panels, why didn't the culprit just wipe the blood away and redo it on the other side? I'm afraid that wouldn't have worked, Your Honour. Because of a little something called luminol testing. Ah, right. Luminol. I almost forgot. Luminol can detect trace amounts of blood, even if it's been wiped away, right? That's right. Wiping the blood away would have only served as proof of his meddling. How about it, Mr. Rettens? I did a pretty good job figuring out your trick, didn't I?
Objection!
Still more? What the fuck? Truthy Wright could have done the same just as easily. You have no proof that it was this witness who tampered with the evidence. Oh, let it go and move on. No, but I do have proof. What? The person who was in the magic show would never have made the mistake of putting blood on the wrong side. Least of all Miss Wright, who surely would have remembered she was on the other side. Oh my, you're absolutely right. Why, you impudent... I'll just admit defeat. I'm sure you've realised by now, Prosecutor Sadmardi, that your claim that Miss Wright is the culprit just doesn't hold up. You and the accused... okay, I didn't get to read it. So you and the accused are most certainly bound for hell. Really, Miss Wright and I? Because I think you're the one with the ticket there for trying to convict an innocent girl. Hoo-hoo. Oh no! His rosary beads! Oh dear! Wow. He just got knocked the fuck out by rosary beads. Prosecutor Sadmardi, are you alright? As for the true culprit, he is someone who knew how the show was supposed to go but didn't actually see it. And someone who had the chance to tamper with the crime scene after the incident. And the only person who fits the bill is you, Roger Rettens. Romeri! Of all the secrets to your tricks... oh god. All of the secrets to your tricks have been revealed. But with no tricks left, I'm afraid your show has been cancelled. Permanently. Oh yeah. God, we didn't actually get to perceive. Nah. We perceived in the investigation, but not in the trial. All of my secrets have been revealed, you say? Don't make me laugh, boy. Mine is the true, real magic. There are no secrets to reveal. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the true power of the Great Mysterious. Witness a magic far greater than Troop Grimary's. Oh damn. Burn. Crumble. Fall to my furious flames. The Great Mysterious will bring an end to you all. And now for the final heir to the Grimary name. Right here, right now. You too shall but... Huh? No, this isn't right. Oh god. No, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it's not my fault. I'm not the one to blame. I'm the victim here. What? This is a really weird breakdown. Stop, no! Curse you, Grimary! Oh god. Honestly, that was kind of a tame breakdown. Compared to what we're used to seeing, anyway. Not bad. Not bad at all. Curse those Grimaries. It's all because of them. Even now they wound me. Curse them all to the abyss. Hey, they didn't kill anybody at the very least. Or did they? I can't remember the guy in white, not white, in yellow, but he may have killed Magnify, but I can't remember. That was a case in, Apollo Justice, but yeah, I honestly don't have a clue. Do you really hate us that much? Does your hatred run that deep? Deep enough to kill an innocent man? You're damn right, you have no idea what humiliations I had to suffer. Your grandfather, Magnify Grimary, kicked me out after I got hurt practicing my magic. He said I was too unskilled, that I would mess up on stage. He threw me out of the troupe just because he was worried about his own reputation. I think it's more the fact he didn't want you to come to harm. Since I was but a child, it was always my dream to become a great magician. But that Magnify, he took it all from me. But that's no excuse. That's no reason to do something so evil. Magic is supposed to make people happy, not used as a means for murder. What's the big deal? I just used what I had available to me. That's all. I get it now. That attitude towards magic is why my grandfather kicked you out. You don't deserve to call yourself a magician. Oh. Don't deserve? I don't know about that. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you would be on your way to prison as we speak. You're right. I didn't see through your tricks. You see? So in the end, True Grimary was defeated by the Great Mysterious. You're not fit to lecture me from on high, Trucy Wright. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn. Take that, Grimary. You lose. If anyone needs to learn to let it go and move on, it's this guy. This court and my prison can both burn in the flames of my creation. My god. Bailiff, take Mr. Rettens away. And bring a fire extinguisher just to be safe. There we go. That's weird though, he didn't have a breakdown. Not really. Compared to literally every other character we've seen. Quite strange. Looks like we've reached the end. I feel as though I've been watching a grand magic show. It was close. But we just barely made it through somehow. Huh? Why does Trucy look so down? Because of his words, probably? Miss Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I'm about to announce my verdict. Could I see that wonderful smile of yours? That smile of a true entertainer, as I do? Hey! Yes, Your Honour. Now then, this court finds the defendant Trucy Wright not guilty. Yeah! Fucking finally. 3.5 hours. Bloody hell. Yeah, that went on for longer than I thought it would. My god. Woohoo! Court is adjourned. Whew. Defendant lobby number 3. Thank you for everything, Polly. Oh, Trucy. Grazie a Dio. Now you can open your show tomorrow, just as planned. Yep, and it's all thanks to you two. Oh, but now that Mr. Reeves is gone, I'll need to find somebody to replace him. Oh. Oh. Apollo. I don't like the way she's looking at me. Whoa. Trucy, I'm so sorry about everything. Hey, what are you apologizing for? Roger Retton's used us, we're victims too. He even made me an accomplice to murder. But Betty, we have to take some of the blame for this too, you know. Even if we didn't know he was planning to kill Mr. Mystery, we did cooperate with him. It's all my fault, isn't it? Neither one of you is to blame. The only one in the wrong is the person who used magic to commit murder, Roger Rettons. Don't you think I know that? Say what you want, but don't think for a second that I don't still hate you. Yeah, I guess she really does hate me. But Betty, why? I used to be a huge fan of Trucy's. Hey, shut up! I've always hated her. Really? But if we hadn't seen Trucy's magic show, we never would have tried to become professional magicians ourselves, right? Speak for yourself. But Betty, you still have her autograph from that day. Just shut up. Was she acting that way this whole time because she secretly loves Trucy? Probably. Wow, Trucy, I never knew that being the best could be so tough. Come on, Bonnie, we're leaving. We have to get ready for tomorrow's show. You're really excited about performing with Trucy again, aren't you? That's not true, it's as if it, dummy. Oh boy. Polly? Do you think I really am a naive greenhorn? Huh? No way. She's not... Yes, the words got to her. You were completely After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you would be on your way to prison as we speak. You're right. I didn't see through your tricks. You see? So in the end, Troop Grimeri was defeated by the great Mr. Reyes. You're not fit to lecture me from high on, Trucy Wright. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn. Trucy, don't tell me you're taking what Retton said to heart. Well, maybe a little. I didn't see through his tricks and I let myself be taken in by his magic. I can't trust myself anymore. Maybe he was right to call me a greenhorn. You shouldn't take stock in his words. He doesn't even know the first thing about you. Huh? You're a wonderful Grimerian magician. You should be proud of yourself. Thank you, Apollo. But what makes you say that? I know you're a wonderful Grimerian magician because of this. The Grimeri Notebook.
Take that!
My grandfather's notebook. Grimeri Creed. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. When you performed your magic trick in court today, you showed the world your dedication to your troop's creed. Even through all the jeering, you kept a smile on your face and won the crowd over. You were everything Magnify could have hoped for in an heir. You're a great magician, Trucy. A great magician? Me? You really are. That's why you don't have to worry about what Retton said. Oh, Polly, thank you. Still, I couldn't have done it without you. I would have lost my nerve if I'd been alone up there. But I was able to keep on smiling, because of you. Me? I remember what you said to me in the detention centre. I don't even remember what you said. After all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right? Yes, I remember doing it. Then I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy. But how can you say that? We don't have any proof it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great liar, Polly, but I believe in you, Trucy. And I believe in your skill as a professional magician. So I'm going to prove your innocence. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Your words were what kept me going. I have a feeling Athena's crying. Apollo, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I can be everything I was meant to be. Trucy's real smile is the best. I'm so glad I could help make that happen. Oh, there's Emma. Emma? I'm really sorry, Trucy, for everything. But why? Well, I wasn't able to convince Prosecutor Sadmadi what a good person you are. And I had to testify against you too. You have nothing to apologise for. You were just doing your job. You're too kind. I don't know about... Huh? Is something wrong, Emma? Oh. Whoa, okay. Prosecutor Sadmadi, what are you doing here? Detective Sky? I must admit, I do like his theme a lot. It's really good. Yes? I require your forensic expertise in order to close this case. Come, let us go. Wait, Prosecutor Sadmadi. The trial is over, Mr. Justice. You and I are strangers once more, with no further need to interact. Strangers? Have you really forgotten all about me? What? You've really changed, Nayuta. Telling me to let it go and stuff. What happened to you? Oh, lawyer of impure soul. I have nothing to say to the likes of you. Are you serious, Nayuta? No, if you'll excuse me. Okay. So we know him. There he goes. What was that all about, Apollo? How do you know Prosecutor Sadmadi? Let's just say we're old acquaintances. Acquaintances? It seemed like something more than that. Yeah, well... You don't like to talk about your past, do you? Because you always change the subject. I guess I'll have to talk about it someday. But for now... Come on, let's forget about the past, and celebrate Trucy's future. Sure, if you say so. Oh, getting called. Hey, it's Mr. Wright. Put him on speakerphone, Apollo. What's up, Mr. Wright? Oh, Apollo, how's Trucy? What happened at the trial? Did you get a not guilty verdict? Mr. Wright, slow down. Everything's fine. Hi, Daddy, I'm okay now. She was found not guilty in a very dramatic turnabout. Plus, we saved the office. It was a great victory for Apollo. Whew, that's a load off my mind. Can't thank you enough, Apollo. Now I know I can trust you to hold down the fort anytime. Me? Really? Yes, you. You're a real full-fledged lawyer now in my eyes. A full-fledged lawyer? I still can't wrap my mind around it. Thank goodness you were there to take care of everything, and thank you, Apollo. No need to go that far, boss. Especially not in front of everyone. Oh, and by the way, I won't be able to make it to tomorrow's show, so I was hoping you could go. You'll do that for me, won't you? Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Full-fledged. So Daddy asked you to come to tomorrow's show, huh? And as my assistant, right? No. He just asked me to go and cheer you on. Okay, then I'll be sure to save you the best seat in the house, Polly. The best seat in the house? I really appreciate the thought, but... Good, then it's settled. As her assistant. That was obvious. Penrose Theatre, the stage.
Objection!
I should have known. Yep. Oh no. This is what she meant. Magical girl Trucy Wright will now perform her greatest illusion yet. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, ladies and gentlemen. This is real magic. Wait a minute, you're kidding, right? There is a trick or a gimmick. Right? I'm too young to die. Now then, Mr. Hat, you know what to do with that sword. No, wait, stop. No! Oh my. It's quite weird that wasn't animated, though. And that is how Trucian Grammariland ended on a rousing high note. With a big round of applause and Polly's ear-splitting screams. What kind of an ending is that? There we go. End. There it is. Hooray! If it lets me save, what I'm actually going to do is save the game, but end the session. Because it didn't let me save. Fuck. Damn it. Well, I guess we're watching the cutscene. Woo!
Wakey wakey 201. Got some more questions.
Okay, so we're back in Khura'in. What the fuck? They escaped!
Prisoner 201's escaped!
Well, you know, with Dad's back on the streets, things will be on the up and up for us.
Keep your voice down. You want that rebel hunter to find us or something?
Come on.
Oh,
Small
dear.
fries compared to... Huh?
A crow. Oh god. That's pretty creepy. Oh, is this gonna be a double murder? Oh, whoa. Maybe. I actually just realised. The sidebar changes. Yeah, the sidebar changes depending on where you are. So, like, in Khura'in, it has that pattern, and when you're, like, in the regular land, America, I guess, or, as I said, Japanifornia, it's basically just lines. That's quite cool. Either way, I'm not going to save the game, because I'll just start the trial over. Start episode 3 over next session. But that is going to be the end of this session. Thanks so much for watching, I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, take care. And for those who stopped by the stream, thanks for stopping by, it's much appreciated. Have a good day, and I'll see you next stream.